Welcome to Two Nobodies with the Mic. Consider your safe. Great job, 49ers.
The five best players ever in the NBA, Kobe Bryant is not one of them.
Ralph, you can't say anywhere that he doesn't belong in the league. Give me that amount of money, and I'll do whatever you want me to do. Josh Allen will never make the playoffs again.
The SEC is straight trash.
This fool was a crumb bum.
Oh, he was in one of those vests? Yeah. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Two Nobodies with the Mic, episode 104. How's everyone doing out there? We are live and direct on a beautiful Wednesday night. We're spread all over the country. Rafa's in Norway. I'm in South America. Eddie Money's out there. But guys, no, we are live on YouTube. So we are an interactive show. So you guys, you are feel free to chime in on anything you want, sports related. If you guys have questions, just want to talk shit, that's what we're here for. We are a show of the people. We are also the gambling show of record. But right now, let's get into our introductions. Eddie Money, are you out there? Executive producer. There he is. What up, man? How you doing, Eddie Money?
Pretty damn good.
That's a pretty sweet hat there, Eddie Money. What's that all about? Is that Cathedral High School?
It's I don't even know. I think it's Chicago, but it's like redesigned with Pokemon. I got it from Jacob. He showed me like the guy that makes these.
Yeah. And
Nice.
is CJ Whoa in the house tonight?
He will be joining us shortly. He just got home.
All right. Yes, CJ. To your left or right, we have the guru. Rafa's in the house with a beautiful, for some reason, I don't know what it is today, Rafa, but there is a glow about you. There is a certain aura that is surrounding you that just, I don't know, man. It's even better than last week. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's that Raider fucking Bo Jackson jersey behind him, by the way.
That is heck, man. Signed and everything.
Signed and everything. The helmet's over on the over my right shoulder, actually, also signed by Bo. I got a lot of Bo Jackson. I got the Royals bow, White Sox bow, Angels bow, Raiders bow.
That's freaking amazing. But yeah, guys, Rafa the Guru, we are gonna go over NFL today, college football. You guys have any sports related questions? Go ahead and hit us up. Zach's already in the house. What up, Zach? Don't be a loser, Zach. Zach knows the only rule to this show, and that is Zach will say it. Don't be a loser. When we say don't be a loser, it means just gamble responsibly, man. Right? Yes.
That's it. We're all gonna lose bets.
We are all gonna lose bets. But anything else I'm missing, guys, before we get into You Are Fired?
CJ said that you have a glow too, just the most badass MF wrestler in the hoe.
Oh. Well, there's a 25 better ones right now, according to Flow Wrestling. But that one's my kid. So
Not in our heart.
yes, number one in our hearts and in our minds and in our soul. Actually heading out to Chapel Hill tomorrow. Good luck to Sonny and his teammates. UNC Wrestling is hosting number 3 Nebraska. And if you guys don't know, the Big Ten in wrestling is the equivalent of the SEC in football.
I love how you said that, by the way.
I mean, it's true. It's true. I mean, Big Ten did take a step up by adding 2 really good programs, Oregon and Washington. You don't get the joke, Rafa?
I get it. At this point, it should only be one.
Yeah, you're right. It's only one. It's only one. But we're gonna get
should have
to
said just one.
yeah, we're gonna get to one that's kind of a sleeper later. But anything to add, Rafa, before we get into You Are Fired?
No, man, let's do it. We got a
Let's
big
do
week
this.
of college football and NFL ahead.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Huge.
Huge. So let's get into it. And if you guys have anyone that you want to mythically or pretend fire or hire, we are a show of positivity as well. Let us know in the group chat, and we'll give you a shout out. And someone grinding your gears, go ahead and let us know. Who wants to start off with your fired mind?
I don't know who I want to fire this week.
Okay, well I'll go.
Fire
Okay.
away.
I got a ton of shit last week, and it wasn't about your hat, Rafa. I got a ton of shit from my family that they were so upset, and I kind of dropped the ball on this. And it seems like 2 years ago at this point, but my childhood team, the team that I grew up with, the team that I grew, probably less than 3 or 4 miles away from my home on Avenue 30 in Glassell Park, finally took the monkey off the back, like Steve Young did, and won the 2024 Baseball World Series. The Los Angeles Dodgers, Rafa. Here you go, everybody. World champs, everybody. World champs. And I just completely didn't even bring it up. And I'm going to fire myself for that. This is something that is near and dear to my heart and to my family's heart. And I just want to say congratulations to the Dodgers. Things are looking up. Like I told you, Rafa, and you tried to say last year and years before that the Dodger organization was mid. And they are not a mid organization.
No, they're not. You know what's so great about them is all the. Oh wait, no. Their pitchers all get hurt. So yeah, they got a fault in there somewhere. They got a fault in there somewhere.
They have a ton of faults. They have a ton of faults. But baseball is a game of failure, is it not, Rafa? You're a baseball guy.
100%. It's a game of failure. The Dodgers were phenomenal. They won the World Series. Their fans suck dick. Boom. Over. There you go. Brought it up. There you go, Eddie's family. He brought it up. That's it. We're over with. If the fans were better, Eddie would have brought it up. But there's a moron who blew off both his fucking hands. Another idiot who fell off a fucking building. Numerous street takeovers. I mean, the list is endless. So, yeah.
But you could say that about almost any organization.
I don't know. I live here. So I see
you
that
travel the
here.
country. You travel the country. You know fans better than anybody. Listen, I cannot argue with there are idiot Dodger fans. There are Dodger fans, especially in LA, that
About
probably couldn't
80,
name
88% of them.
maybe, but that's probably 88% of all fan bases. There's probably only 12% that are diehard. Oh, maybe a little higher number, but they're fanatics. They're fanatical, right? They're very few are intelligent, know the game, have played the game, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong to be a fan, Rafa. The reason I love the Dodgers so much and the reason that I love Dodger Stadium so much is it's a nostalgia thing. It reminds me of when I hit my peak at 9 years old, when life was grand and I was the best looking and in shape and all that stuff. So it brings you right back to 1982.
You know what's crazy today, actually? So there's this guy comes onto the lot. He came with another guy. They came to pick up a car or whatever. And so the guy's wearing this Dodger hat. And I haven't seen this guy in probably about 26 years or something. So I don't recognize him at all. Plus, he's like 60 something years old now. So he walks into my office and he's like, "Hey, do you remember me?" I'm like, "No, bro." And he says, "Oh, you don't remember that my dad got your dad tickets to the World Series?" And I said, "Pablo?" Yeah, and he had his Dodger hat on. He was so excited they won the World Series and blah blah.
You
And then I
told me
got
about this guy.
I
You
told
told
you
me
about this
about
guy.
him.
Today he came into my office. And today he was there. And so he started yapping about the Dodgers, this and that. I got my car and I left.
Oh, Rafa. Oh, Rafa. Well, we will be at a Dodger game next year, and we will be in some type of uniform when Shohei pitches.
When Ohtani pitches 100%, we will be.
Yeah. Rafa's gonna wait outside of Ohtani's house with the freaking club his left arm, so he never pitches again.
But Zach asked who was on your shirt, Eddie.
Oh, this is the new Tupac right here, man.
Oh, that's the best golfer in the planet.
That's Scotty Scheffler, man. So, yeah,
the best golfer on the planet today.
Yeah, number one in the world. And if you guys don't know, Rafa and I we have serious addictions. I mean, serious addictions to golf.
This is true.
Rafa, would you say that it's helped you like lose weight and give you more energy? I know it has for me, but I'm asking you. Like, I feel like it's giving us a new, I don't know, competitive spirit.
Like the days I play, I'm always competitive. But like the days I play, I can do like other shit. Like that doesn't bother me.
No, that's not me. After 18, I want to go sit in an ice bath.
Are you kidding? When I get to 16, I get disappointed that there's only 2 more holes. Because I could play again. Giggity. My fucking camera, dude. God!
Well, anyways, Eddie Money, you ready to fire someone, man?
Actually, I'm here to hire.
There you go.
I want to hire Rafa for putting Bo Jackson in the background. Looks beautiful.
Valid.
When he goes back on camera, you'll see it again. I also want to hire the Santiago family. Sonny and Jacob both recently baptized. Love to see people, getting baptized. And,
bro,
just go stronger in their faith.
Thank you for that, Eddie Money. We went to North Carolina about 3 weeks ago. Sonny surprised us with his baptism. Jacob actually had it planned before Sonny did. And 2 very moving days to see, because for not to get too much into it, but I have four children, 2 older daughters, and then my sons, and we baptized both my girls through the Catholic Church, and we never baptized Jacob or Sonny. And for them to do it on their own was just an awesome experience. So thank you for that, Eddie Money. I really appreciate that.
By the way, shout out to them because at this age to do it, mid-20s men,
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
Yeah, to go out of the way and do it.
All right.
Yeah. And then Jacob did it up north and we played Half Moon Bay. What a weekend, man. What a weekend. But thanks for that, Eddie Money. Are you ready? I'm ready to fire your camera, Rafa, if you want to fire your camera.
Dude, I don't know what it is, man. I literally disconnected. I reconnected. I don't know what it is.
Well, it looks beautiful now. Who you ready to fire?
I'm going to fire the Georgia Bulldogs, man. Carson Beck, so disappointing. Dude, the guy has 17 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Like, you were supposed to be this big-time guy coming into the season, and you've just been a total letdown. You got some games to make it up thanks to the committee that they left you there for you to just beat Tennessee and get right back in. So,
yeah.
But definitely Georgia Bulldogs have been super disappointing. Carson Beck has been the problem there. So,
and they, you know what, Rafa, we'll get into that later, but they can't run the ball, which does not help him.
No.
So, but we'll get into that. Valid firing, and all those people saying, all those people in the mock drafts earlier in the year, number 1, number 2, number 3. I never saw it. I never saw it.
Okay, but you saw it for a completely different reason.
Yeah, you saw it because you never saw it because he's ugly.
Nothing analytical.
So you wouldn't take him number 1 in your man draft. But God forbid.
He'd go undrafted. He'd go undrafted in the man draft.
In the man draft.
He was never on Eddie's board.
Yeah.
100%. That's a correlation at quarterback position, man. It is. I'm sorry.
Is that why Trevor Lawrence is trash? Because he looks like a woman?
Yes, and he looks his head's too big. He's all yes, it's a thing. You know, it's a thing. Quarterback has to be your homecoming king. You know, the biggest. That's just who you are in high school, who you are in college. That's a thing. And Carson Beck looks like Lurch.
Mahomes win prom king.
Mahomes
he's not anything.
Yeah, Mahomes could probably upgrade at a position in his family.
Could upgrade all the positions in his family.
He should probably get a free agent signing.
Yeah.
But good for Mahomes for being loyal and faithful to his wonderful wife.
And Zach says that people are still complaining that Georgia is not in the playoffs as of now.
We'll get into
that. We'll get into that later.
We'll get into that, Zach. Hang in there, Papa. So that is your fired. I fired myself. Rafa fired Georgia. And thank you, Eddie Money, for that hiring. Appreciate it, Papa. Now, what's next, Eddie Money? Take us through Two Nobody's land.
All right. So we're doing this show a little differently. Gonna segment a little more. So we'll get into some debate topics first. Eddie mentioned this earlier, or at least on text. He said he wanted to go over and see if the Chiefs are the worst 9-0 team ever. And I got some stats proving, not that they are, but maybe proving not how good they aren't. The Chiefs' win differential is only plus 58.
Hold on, Eddie Money. Hold on, Eddie Money.
You want to go first?
Let me intro that better.
Okay.
First of all, we all know Rafa is our resident Mahomes lover. Glazer. But, and everyone knows I'm on the other side of a Raider fan. Are the Chiefs the worst 9-0 team ever? Prove me wrong. Give it to me.
All right. So this year, the Chiefs have only a 58-point differential in their win margin. If we look at the last 9-0 team, it's the 2007 Patriots. Through the first 9 weeks, they had a 208 margin of victory. And if we look at other teams this year, the one-loss Lions have a plus 113-point differential. The Bills have a 97-point differential with 2 losses. The Redskins have 73 points differential with 3 losses. And the Chargers at 68.
So I just did the math. So 58 divided by 9, that's a 6.4 differential. Not when you put it that way, not horrible for the NFL, right? Any given Sunday. 6.4. I mean, who wouldn't take 9-0? But again, last week they struggled against a Denver team with a surprisingly good defense. And got bailed out again. Not bailed out. I would say that.
I don't know about bailed out.
Yeah, no. Bailed out's probably the wrong word. But again, offensively, didn't play well enough to win. I would say no, because it was a blocked field goal. But Rafa, go ahead, and I have some shocking stats that probably will support your argument.
Well, the Chiefs, I don't know if they're the worst 9-0 team of all time, because they have arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion. But they're second in time of possession. So that's a big difference. Like when you see them put together these drives, they're methodical drives. Like they don't the point differential thing, that's not who they are anymore. They're not. I was surprised to see Mahomes air out a ball. That's not who they are anymore. Like he's not cocking back there, throwing the ball even 25 yards down the field. It doesn't feel like he's doing it. But when you watch them, you saw the play at 3rd and 12. He runs for like 15 for a first down.
It's always 3rd and 12, Rafa. It's always 3rd and 12, man.
And he gets down there and he gets a first down. Like it's the little things that they do. But when you have the best coach, arguably in the NFL right now, you have the best quarterback in the NFL. He's not playing the best, but he's still the best quarterback in the NFL. And you have the defense that's probably 1st, 2nd, 3rd, whatever it is in the NFL. That's why they're at 9-0. Do they remind you of the 9-0 Colts teams or the Patriots or like those teams? No. But
No.
Pittsburgh Steelers in 2020 were 9-0 also, and that wasn't a very good team. At least not good enough to be not as Ben, but Big Ben's not Patrick Mahomes. So, but I'm sure you have plenty of arguments, Ed, to
No,
let's hear 'em.
so you're close on your stat. Now I'm going to give you 3 stats that would support your argument. The Chiefs are actually number 1 in 10 plus drives on offense. 10 plus. Okay. They are also number 1 with 6.8 yards, I think, plays or in the NFL. 6.8 is it not yards? It's 6.8 plays per drive.
Per drive, right? So they're at least averaging a first down a drive.
Yes, 6.8. That's kind of crazy,
right?
But the other thing that's kind of freaking just blew my mind is that they are oh god, I just fucking lost it. I just ruined this whole fucking clip, Rafa. So they're number 1 in 10 plus drives. They're number 1 in 6.8 plays per drive, and they're 33. I don't know what the last thing was.
Their time of possession.
There it is. They are number 1 in time of possession per game, which is 33 minutes a game. So add all that up. Number 1 and 10 plus plays over all teams in the NFL. Number 1 in 6.8 plays per drive, and then 1st in time of possession at 33 minutes. You know what that tells me? Exactly what you said. That number 1, they're not committed to the run or the pass. They're not committed to giving the ball to just one person. And I believe it's the best. Andy Reid is doing his best coaching job he has ever done. And that's saying a lot, because
phenomenal job.
Look at they don't have a ton of offensive weapons. And to do what they're doing, they're just doing enough. But I agree with you, Rafa. It's those 3rd and 4s to 3rd and 12s that extend plays where Patrick Mahomes gets those back-breaking first downs.
Yep, that's what makes him sensational.
Oh, Eddie's gonna have to do some major editing on that shit. Sorry about that.
Zach says they remind him of the Miami Hurricanes. Chiefs are due.
Nope,
I think they
That is not
so
even
wrong.
close.
not even close, Zach.
As a Chiefs hater, that is so wrong.
It's not even close.
Only because the Chiefs have arguably the best defense in the NFL.
Yes.
Miami's defense, on the other hand, it
trash.
might be last in the ACC.
Actually, they're not. So let's not even look at the numbers. They are not.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. They're actually like the third best.
Oh my
That's
god.
no way. No,
Oh, dude.
no
Like
way.
2 weeks ago, they were like second. So trust me, yeah, it's bad. It's like
Dude, it
I
seems
don't
like,
even know.
dude,
It seems like they're terrible, but bro, I don't know.
I
Just
can't
don't look it
remember a
up.
game where someone hasn't scored at least 35 on them.
Well,
you
last week
remember
they
that
allowed
game?
28. No. I mean, Cal put up a bunch. Cal put up 35. I think
Yeah.
it was, 35.
Duke put up a
Virginia
bunch.
Tech. Yeah, Duke put up a bunch. Put up like 31. But that was before the Duke game. Before the Duke game, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
But
they
yeah,
also
those
played like two garbage ass teams before that.
Mhm.
So to start the season. So
Oh
But
yeah,
those,
yeah, like,
those two teams
like-
play completely differently.
yeah,
Like
but we'll
Florida
get into
State?
Miami in a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That was later. But we'll get into
Uh,
Miami in a bit.
Second or news for the day. I feel like this is more recently popping up today. Deion Sanders seems like he's going to handpick the teams that he wants Shador and Travis Hunter to go to. Today, a report set out that he might be targeting the Raiders. And do you think that Deion is looking to coach in the NFL and bring his son with him as well?
I'll let you take this, Rafa. Go ahead.
Man, I'll tell you something. I don't like Deion as a coach. I don't think as not as an inspiration guy, as a guy that's, I mean, he's great recruiting and all that. I just don't think he's a good in-game coach. So for him to come to the Raiders, I mean, I'm not a Raider fan, so I can give a flying fuck. Don't let the Bo Jackson jersey fool you. It's the best athlete ever to touch a football field, probably. But I don't know. To me, Shador's good. I think he's proven. To me, I think he's a phenomenal player. If I were Shador, I'd like to go to the Giants. To be honest with you, if I'm going to hand pick where I want my son to play, is the New York Football Giants.
No,
You have
way.
a star receiver, you have a good back. Yeah, Robinson isn't terrible. Like the offense and the defense. The defense is they have players on that defense. They have players on that defense. At this point in the season, though, when you're watching the Giants, it's like, oh, how much is the defense really playing at this point, to be honest with you? It's like watching them, it's like, ooh. Because you saw the game on Sunday. They get the ball, first play of fucking overtime. They fumble the ball. It's like, fuck, what can the defense do? But they were down 10-0 after the first quarter. The rest of the game, the defense held Carolina. I mean, it is Carolina. It's not a big fucking deal. They also played Washington early. They played them tight. The game that they lost to Washington, they lost 27-21. Defense played them really well as well. So the defense isn't bad. If I'm Shador and I'm looking for a spot where they're gonna have a weapon and 2, maybe even 3 on offense. Well, if you go to the Raiders, you have 1 player on offense. That's it. Like there's Neighbors and Bowers, they're both a year, they're gonna be a year in when Shador comes in. So it's like basically them growing together. So, but I don't know. If I'm Shador and I'm Deion, I would prefer the Giants over the Raiders. That's my take.
I first of all, I'm a Raider fan. Any New York team, Jets or Giants, has and someone did like this huge deep dive. I think Barstool did it like 2 years ago on quarterbacks and how the light and the media, New York media is
brutal.
The worst. It's brutal. And I don't think it's a good match just for that reason. I mean, if you see, I mean, Shador's in Boulder, Colorado, and there's microscope. I mean, there's magnifying. He's in a fishbowl in Boulder. imagine Shador and Prime in the biggest media market in the world. That is a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. Now, I know Dion said he prefers somewhere where the GM and the coach could slowly, he put it in a way saying that someone that knows my son, knows his strengths, knows his weaknesses, will not rush him, that will help build him up. He's talking about Tom Brady. Shador has an NIL deal with TB12 already. I think this has everything to do with Tom Brady. It has nothing to do with being in Las Vegas. It has nothing to do with Antonio Pierce. This is Tom Brady looking out for his homeboy. Deion Sanders said, I got you. Bring your son to me. I mean, he's already got him already. They're already in a relationship. They already have a mentor, kind of relationship. And I think that's 100% what this is about. And we put it out last week. People gave a shit. Oh, he put that shit out. It's not even a secret anymore. Deion Sanders wants his son to be groomed by the best quarterback to ever live, Tom Brady. And I can see why. And I respect it. Now, is that who I want as a Raider fan? No. Everyone knows that. I'd rather
Well,
have.
you said it on here that you would cut ties with the Raiders if they drafted Shador.
It's gonna be really hard. That's a lot of laser.
The only thing is like that statement that you read from Dion where he says about kind of being patient with the kid and all that.
Yeah.
Does he mean sitting on the sideline, or does he mean going through the bumps and bruises of him struggling as an NFL quarterback?
I think.
So if I'm Shador, and we're really looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Who can leverage the most? Who can give up the most? And has a deeper, for me, the Giants have a deeper overall. If we're looking at the defense, right? The defense for the Giants is good enough. I think they can afford to give up numerous picks to move back in the first round again and do a Houston Texan type of deal and take Travis Hunter and Shador. If I'm the Giants, because the Giants have something, I think they could still in a year or two make a playoff. I think he goes to the Raiders. That shit cannot happen. And we're just playing fuck around and hypotheticals here, obviously.
Can I say something that's maybe a bit controversial, but no one really talks about? Because, listen, Travis Hunter was the number one athlete coming out of high school. He not only was a 5-star, he was number one. He chose to go with Dion. Dion said, come with me. I will take you under my wing. 100% you're going to get to the NFL, but I'm going to teach you how to be a man. I'm going to groom you to be one of the best backs. And not only that, I'm not going to restrict you. I'm going to let you play offense and defense. He has done all that. Now, that being said, here's my controversial take. Dion got Travis Hunter to where he's at. He fulfilled all his promises. I don't think Deion Sanders gives a fuck where Travis Hunter goes at this point. I think at this point, he's built you. You're a man. Shador is his blood, his son. He will always try to manage and control and manipulate Shador's NFL career. At this point, Travis Hunter's, I got you here, Papa. Spread your wings and fly. Be the man and follow my example. Go and do your thing. I don't think Dion cares where Travis Hunter goes. And like I said, it might be controversial.
Sounds like it is. It sounds like it is. It sounds like it is. I don't know. I don't know if going to the Raiders for Shador, there is no weapons there. Like you have Brock Bowers, you have a tight end. That's your one weapon. Like that'd be great for Patrick Mahomes. That's not.
Here's the thing, Rafa, and he's saying this, and I'll move on right after this. Sorry, Eddie Money.
No.
the Schoen, the GM for the Giants, he gone.
Right.
Dable, he gone.
No, not this year.
No.
No way.
Oh,
He's too good of a coach. He's too good of a coach. He took a team with Daniel Jones. You got to give him a chance.
Stop it with that. Throw that Daniel Jones playoff shit at Rafa. Don't
right,
ever
but
say
he
that
got
again.
there. He got there with that turd.
Well,
he got there with
care.
that turd.
I don't care.
He
It
needs
was
another
his first
chance.
year. It was his first year.
Exactly. He got to the playoffs with a fucking turd quarterback. You can't just fire Dable. I think you have to give him another chance with a fucking guy.
My point
Especially
is this.
if you're bringing a rookie.
My point
100%.
is this. Deion Sanders trusts Tom Brady. He won't trust whoever is going to be put in that GM situation. If
we don't know
they
that.
rush, if they rush Shador into a situation, I think that's why he's saying, he's like, I trust Tom Brady to groom him. I don't think we'll put him out here. You know, they probably, if they do draft Shador, I bet you we'll do $300 on cut that they go and get Sam Darnold next year. The Raiders.
Real quick. I'm just going to throw this out there before we finish this. Can Aaron Rodgers groom Shador Sanders?
No!
Really?
He's never groomed. Dude, he was treated like
the
a
quarterback. Do we not see the quarterback who sat behind Aaron Rodgers?
He had nothing to do with that, Papa.
Oh, are
nothing
you kidding?
to do with Jordan Love.
I don't think he had nothing to do with it.
When you watch
my
Jordan
God.
Love, dude, you can go back to Brett Favre and watch Brett Favre, watch Aaron Rodgers, and now watch Jordan Love. The drop back, the certain things, they're there.
It is.
He had a full year behind him.
It is
2 years behind him, not one.
Yeah, 2.
Okay, and he and Aaron Rodgers gets zero credit for Jordan Love for being a good quarterback.
Oh,
Aaron Rodgers was disrespected and punked by Brett Favre. Does Aaron Rodgers?
He does so much shit that Brett does. He does so many things that Brett did. That's what Rodgers does.
If you want to give credit to Aaron Rodgers for treating Jordan Love like shit, and that's why Jordan Love is good, then I guess you have a point. But Aaron Rodgers has said it publicly. I'm not a babysitter. I'm not here to do this. I'm not here. Aaron Rodgers doesn't even get along with his own family, let alone does he give a fuck about a quarterback that you fucking drafted. In fact, he resents the kid and will show less. Don't ever give Aaron Rodgers credit for mentoring anybody.
I'm not saying mentoring. Learning behind him. Picking up things.
You got my heart rate
when
going.
you watch Jordan Love play, he has a lot of the same. He does a lot of the things that Rodgers does. Like literally.
Like dropping back and throwing a football?
No, dude. No, at the line of scrimmage.
Oh,
It's a lot of shit. Dude, when I see it, I'm like,
just like it.
Tendencies like Brett Favre and Rodgers. Dude,
Show me one.
Are you kidding?
One.
I'm gonna
need a video breakdown.
Videos tonight.
I'm gonna need a video
all night tonight.
Just put it on the record that Rafa is giving credit to Aaron Rodgers for grooming Jordan Love. Jordan Love will drive down to Castaic right now.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Jordan Love picked up plenty of things sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, as Aaron Rodgers did sitting behind Brett Favre. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if we look at it, it's Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love. The Packers haven't failed, okay, in that time. Like as far as
they pick talented quarterbacks.
Oh.
I mean, through osmosis, maybe I get like picking shit up, but Aaron Rodgers by no means put his arm around Jordan Love. Brett Favre by no means.
That's not what he's saying, though. That's not what he's saying.
Okay, I get what he's saying, that he's picked up some stuff, but it was
sitting behind him.
But it was not.
You're going to tell me if Carson Wentz. Go ahead, anybody.
If Steph Curry doesn't care about me, but I'm watching him during warmups, what he does, his warmups, the way he shoots, how he shoots it, I'm gonna do the same thing because I want to shoot like Steph Curry.
Preparation, practice, etc. Dude, I mean, you're gonna see when Carson Wentz gets in a game for the Chiefs, you're gonna see a little flash of Patty Mahomes back there. It's just shit you pick up. It's just shit you pick up. I'm just saying. Look at Tua's backups. Tua's backups. They look just like him.
Yeah, they run into walls with their head or what?
With less talent. They look just like him with less talent.
That's a crazy take.
That's
a crazy take. Aaron, Shador Sanders to go underneath Aaron Rodgers is a shit show.
Sit behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 years.
Yeah,
It
Shit
sit
works.
behind Aaron Rodgers, not go underneath. Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron
This
Rodgers.
football.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't even go to practice.
Wow. It shows. Let's
Yeah.
get on. What else you got? Any money?
Oh, that was it for news. We'll start getting into some of the main games of the week. Thursday night football, starting with the Redskins and the Eagles. Eagles favored by 3.5 with the over under 49. Big game here, division rivalry. Both hunting for that number 1 seed in the NFC East.
Let me just give a couple of stats real quick. This is the first time in 3 decades that this game late in the season has meant something in the division. It's been 30 years since these two teams have met in the division, and they're going for the first place in their division. And I'm here for it. I'm pumped for it. This back in my day, this is almost bigger than Dallas and Philly. This was a big deal, and it's fun to see it be a big deal again. With that, Rafa, give us your expertise.
So Eagles are 7-3 in their last 10 straight up, right? So, but they're only 3-5-2 against the spread. The other thing is, like, if we're looking, the Eagles are 1-6 in their last 7 games against the spread. So this game points to the Eagles to win the game by 3 points. They don't cover, but I think they're the better team. At home, I give the edge to the Eagles, but I don't think they cover the 3.5. I think it stays tight. I think they win the game by 3. That's what kind of everything is taking you. By the way, Washington 7-1-1 against the spread in the last 9 games. So that's but it's going to be a doozy on Thursday night. This is probably the best game they've had. Well, they had a hell of a game last week.
Yeah, last week was great.
Bengals. But this year, at least they're getting better fucking games.
Yeah,
we didn't think, actually, to be honest, we didn't think this was going to be a good game when we looked at the schedule.
No one saw this coming.
We didn't think this was going to be a good one. So,
I usually don't give picks. Rafa's the guru. I just sit back and tell stupid jokes and look funny. But in this game, I do love the over, Rafa. And I'll tell you why. Saquon Barkley, number 2 in average yards per game. I think he's 110. I think King Henry has to be 1, right? But Saquon's having a stellar year. He's averaging 110. And Washington is 28th overall in rushing defense. And I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think Jaden Daniels plays best when you kind of let him just out of the backyard and let him do his thing. Last week against the Steelers, Jaden Daniels only ran 3 times for 5 yards. And I don't know if that was a plan, but it seems like when I have TJ Watt, who's probably, like you said, Rafa, playing the best defensive end in the NFL right now, if you give him a still target and you give him 25, 26 times to get to a still target, he's going to get there. I think you kind of got to let Jaden Daniels off the lead and make those Kyler Murray plays. But I think there's going to be a shit ton. I know it goes everything against Amazon and Thursday Night Football, but I really like I like the over in this game. What's your thought on that?
I don't know, man. These Thursday night games and the Eagles' ability to run the ball is going to eat up a lot of the clock. And so, we'll see. I mean, Washington being 28th against the run, so bottom 4. And the Eagles, their strong suit on offense is definitely running the ball. Yes. Whether it's with Saquon, whether it's with Gainwell, Jalen Hurts. I think that's what you're going to see, which is why I like the Eagles to win this game.
Okay. Fair enough.
So what's the total? Is it like 45, 46?
Oh, shit.
It's 49.
Wow, that's a big number.
You think
that's a big
so?
number. That's a big number. 49. Hey, but they've gotten there back-to-back Thursday nights, so
yeah.
But it's going to be a game to watch. I think it might be 3 weeks in a row on Thursday night. You might have hit that.
Yeah.
Because the Vikings and Rams got
there yes.
with the safety.
Yes. Oh, God.
So, yeah. So I think it's going to be a great game. And I think this is what, Jaden Daniels' second primetime game? He was
Yeah.
phenomenal that Monday
Second,
night.
yes, the
against
first one
Bengals.
was against the Bengals.
Oh, that game he was great in that game. So I mean, we'll see. I think everyone's in for a treat tomorrow night on Amazon. So check it out. And but I do like the Eagles. I think the Eagles win tomorrow.
Another
Also-
quick stat.
Oh.
The last one is that Jaden
I said
Daniels through the first 7 games, he broke that record, 75% completion. And last 3 games, he's at 56. So I don't know if defensive coordinators, and which happens in the NFL, right? Does this guy like to roll left? Does this guy like to roll right? And they will box you in. So I don't know if that's what's going on, but Jaden Daniels is they're figuring him out.
Well, he's a rookie, and it's a lot
Yeah.
easier to figure out a rookie.
It's
So-
he was also throwing at 70%. It's a lot easier to drop that number
Yeah,
down.
it's a ridiculous rate.
75%. At one point he
Yeah.
was 85.
It's a ridiculous rate, but right now he's really the last handful of games he's really below the average. So
Yeah.
the league.
Also, I
average.
think when I checked the Washington schedule, all their wins were against teams below 500, and the 3 losses were to teams above 500.
right,
so
and they're
we'll
getting
see if
another
they can
team
do it.
above 500 here. So and
Mhm.
that Steelers game, I think, took a lot out of them for a young team,
Yeah.
a team with a young quarterback, and first year head coach. He's been a head coach before, but this is the first year here in Washington. So, but we'll see. I like the Eagles.
Should
I
be a
like the
great game.
Eagles. I don't know if they cover the 3.5, but if you get it at 3, I like the Eagles.
Last
Mhm.
question for you guys. Sorry, Eddie Money.
You're good.
Does Sirianni, what would it take for Sirianni to keep his job in Philly?
I think he's on pace to keep it.
Yeah.
I mean, even a first round exit, if you finish 11-6, you're not
Really?
going to get fired. Yeah, 11-6. Are you kidding? And you don't like the idea of Zach Taylor getting fired? Zach Taylor has Joe Burrow, who people speak that he's the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL.
But
So-
here's the difference. Philly fans hate Sirianni.
And nobody cares. Pittsburgh Steelers fans hate Mike Tomlin. Like the fans don't have shit to say about anything.
Touche.
They're retarded. All fans.
Touche.
So if the guy finishes 11-6, he'll be gone to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. He'll have first round exit last year, and then this year they'll get
Another playoff berth. Can't fire him.
Another playoff.
unfortunately.
Can't fire the guy for a playoff berth.
But the
Yeah.
GM's kicking ass. There's talent there.
There's
Exactly.
talent there.
Is
But
he mismanaging the talent? He's mismanaged clock a couple times. But
He has.
yeah, on to the next.
But every bad. I mean, they're 7-2, Eddie. They're top of the division. You can't do it.
they
You
were
can't.
fucking 10-1 and sucked last year.
Yeah, but we felt that 10-1 was just like they were getting by at 10-1. We kept talking about it. How they
Yeah,
were
Yeah, that
just
was the
getting
whole thing.
by at 10-1.
The ugliest 10-1 team of all time.
Yeah. But this team has Saquon. I think it's a little different.
Yeah. All right. And then another big game of the week. Another division rivalry. Ravens -3 headed into Pittsburgh. Over under 48.5. And I got some interesting stats. Actually, you guys can go, and then I got some interesting stats after. I want to see what you guys think of this.
This one, you know what? I'm gonna leave up to Rafa. I talked a lot of shit about Mike Tomlin last week. I've talked shit that Russell Wilson would be the death of Mike Tomlin, that he would ruin his winning streak or mid, whatever 9-game
He's
wins
above 500.
above 500 streak. So one of Sonny's old teammates that grew up in Pittsburgh was the best running back in Pittsburgh and ended up wrestling. He texted me today. He's like, go Steelers. So I got to shut up. I got to shut my mouth about Steelers. I'm going to lose my bet, the 8.5, and I'm going to lose it very soon. I will let the experts talk about Steelers Ravens.
Okay, so I like Steelers. I'm going to give you the pick right now. I like the Steelers +3. And there's so much, for example, let's take just the last 6 games in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, the Ravens are 1-5 in Pittsburgh in this series. The last 7 head-to-head, I believe the Steelers have won. Is that right, Eddie Money?
I believe so.
Did I read that right?
Let me double check that.
Or I'm sorry, the under in the last 7 games head-to-head, the total has gone under 7-0, by the way. So I like the Steelers at home. I think the Steelers are playing phenomenal. The Ravens are also playing phenomenal, but they tend to sleep a little bit. So will the Ravens be able to run the ball the way they should? I don't know if they will be. and I like the Steelers. I like the Steelers to cover the 3 points. But these division games, Steelers Ravens are always just hard hitting. Divisional games. Fuck, 1 year was it 6-3, 9-6, 3-0, shit like that. I like the Steelers at home just because Lamar's played terrible in Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna have to agree with Rafa on this one. The last 7 games have all gone under, and the last 8 games, the Steelers are 7-1 straight up. And also got some stats for you. Since Harbaugh has gone to Baltimore in 08, favorites of 3 or more in this game alone are 2-18-3 against the spread. So they're only hitting at a 10% clip. And Harbaugh himself is 0-10-2 against the spread when favored by at least a field goal in Pittsburgh. So literally this exact system to a T. And then for those people who like to look at the totals, these games are always close. 26 of the 32 regular season meetings have been decided by one possession, and the average score of these games are 19.6 to 19.2. Last year's games were both exactly 17-10, and Pittsburgh winning both.
By the way, the other thing, Ravens in their last 7 games in the division, they're 2-5. The 2 wins against the Bengals this year. So
Wow.
and those were easily games they could have lost. But the Bengals defense is just that bad. So keep that in mind as well for this game. Every trend in this game, every stat for the last 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, dating back to whenever you want, it all points to the Pittsburgh Steelers covering the 3 points. So Steelers all the way.
You ready for the mush? You ready for the kibosh?
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna have to agree with you guys, and it's for one specific reason, and his name is Patrick Queen. I've been watching highlights. Someone at Baldinger broke down some stuff. I can't wait. I will be focused on number 8 at linebacker, and to see he's fast enough and athletic enough to chase down Lamar Jackson. He's really good in run and filling gaps and beating guards to the spot. He's been an incredible addition for the Steelers defense. He doesn't get enough credit. I will be focused on number 8 and see what he does to King Henry and Lamar. And for that reason, I really think the Steelers have the advantage, and I'm really focused on Patrick Queen and what he's done for Pittsburgh this year.
Yeah, and the Ravens defense has been a letdown. I mean, they've been really bad in a lot of these games. So and really in these divisional games, I mean, I think they allowed 29 to the Browns. They've allowed 30 plus to the Bengals twice. So, I mean, they gave up that Raider game. That was more coaching than anything. But so I really like the Steelers here, and I think you're going to in for a treat at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday.
Sorry, Rafa. I had to Eddie Mush you.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. We're all mushes in here.
Yeah, the Ravens have only held 2 teams under 20 this year.
You gotta love it, man.
Going into probably, I would say, the biggest game of the week, and talking about trends, you get Patrick Mahomes as an underdog. Chiefs going into Buffalo. The Bills are favored by 2.5 with an over-under of 45.5.
Dude, this game's so big that the CBS morning show, I believe, is traveling out there.
They're doing their own game day?
I think they are. I was listening to Mahomes and Nance, whatever game they called on Sunday, and I think they had said they were joining. I think the crew was going to join out there and have their morning show out in Buffalo. I'm not sure, but that's what it sounded like. Man, this is the best quarterback in the NFL against the quarterback that's playing the best in the NFL. But Chiefs getting 2.5. You know how I feel about the Chiefs. But looking at, if we look at some of these things, so for example, today we had no practice. Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, Spencer Brown, and Amari Cooper was limited in practice. So, and it's I know it's only Wednesday, but when you have 2 key guys on offense miss practice, I think that's a little bit it's tough, by the way. And
Col-
and the other
Coleman
thing is
Coleman's out. Coleman's
he's out, ruled out.
Yeah, Amari probably gonna play.
Yeah, he was limited today, so they think he's going to play. The other thing is 1-4 Buffalo, by the way. 1-4 in the last 5 at home against the Chiefs.
But for the practice reports, Kincaid and Keon Coleman were both DNPs.
Yeah, and Spencer Brown as well, and Amari Cooper was limited, is what I saw today. So, but you know, a 1-4 in their last 5 at home against the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they just they're getting the ball bounces their way. They get a call that everyone cries about. It was a pass interference on the Bengals. They're blocking field goals to win games. I mean, they've literally won every which way at this point. So I mean, it's hard to go against the Chiefs. And at 2.5, give me the Chiefs and the 2.5 points. And I love what Josh Allen does, but when he played the Ravens at Baltimore, they got rolled. And that was the other good team that they played. I don't think they played anybody worthwhile.
I'm just forecasting something, Rafa. I could see all the hate. You keep on leaving out Lamar Jackson in the best quarterback talk in the NFL. And he's having a better year right now than he did last year. And it's not a postseason reward. And Lamar is crushing it again. I'm just warning you that
I get and they can keep crushing me or whatever. I'm basing it on the 3 games that they've lost. Lamar has thrown way too many passes. The only games where he's won that he's had more than 22 pass attempts was the game against the Bengals, the worst fucking defense that we've seen. They got their ass kicked by the Eagles at home, by the way. That defense is atrocious. And that's the only games that Lamar has won where he's had to throw more than 22 passes. So he's effective. Listen, if he's throwing less than 22 passes a week, they would be undefeated probably. That's why I cannot put him in. And I think he's the most dynamic player in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing better to watch, actually, in the NFL than watching Lamar Jackson run the ball or some of the plays where they, like last week, they ran it. It was beautiful. It was literally a fake quarterback sweep to the right with 2 guys just fucking coming across, both wide open, butt naked for a touchdown. Yeah. Like it was just, it was beautiful to watch.
We're going streaking.
The problem is when the game is 10-10 in the 4th quarter and it's 3rd and 11 and he's got to drop back to throw it and he can't run it. That's the throw that he cannot make. And we've seen him not be able to make it. So that's the problem I have with Lamar. You trusted him with his arm last year in the playoffs against the Chiefs, and that's why you lost. He threw the ball against the Raiders with no need. You could have put that game away, and they blew that game. That's the problem that I have with putting Lamar up there. And he's the most dynamic. He can run the ball, all of that. Throwing the ball, I want 15 other guys. That's my take on it. That's all.
Eddie, you got anything on this game?
I mean, they've seen each other a lot. I think this is the 8th time since 2020. It almost feels like a divisional game at this point. Josh Allen is 0-3 in the playoffs. So I feel like this is a Buffalo game. I feel like even though without Coleman playing, I think the Buffalo defense has improved. The Buffalo run game has improved. And being that it's in Buffalo, this is a really, I feel like, because listen, if you look at the schedule, if the Chiefs don't lose this game,
yeah, they're not losing for a while.
They're not fucking losing.
They're not losing for a while. That's what I told you. Remember, I told you this a couple weeks ago. I said, if they got to the Buffalo game and they're undefeated, we might see history because they might not lose for a minute.
I think they still have the Chargers, which right now Chargers are number 1 defense in scoring defense in the league, points against. I just feel like this. I'm going to use a page out of your book. If they lose this game, it doesn't mean much. Patrick Mahomes is 3-0 against Josh Allen in the playoffs. This game, honestly, no Isaiah Pacheco. Does it really mean anything if you lose this game for the Chiefs? That I just feel like the Bills are going to go in there, beat them by 6 points, and it doesn't change anything. 0. And that's why I like Buffalo in this game. I like Shakir. I think number 10, I think they're going to throw
Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, I like if you have him in fantasy, I would start him this week. Without Coleman, I think he's going to get a shit ton of targets and a lot of opportunities to show his skill. But other than that, I like Buffalo. I like Josh Allen in this game. But then again, I'm the biggest Patrick Mahomes hater in the planet. So
Should we
take
put
that.
something on it, Ed?
Let's cut this shit. Let's cut this, Rafa, because I am the president. I'm also a client of the Patrick Mahomes Hater Club. And I gave some great stats on why they're so good. But they ain't going. They're not going into Rochester, New York and in New York and beating the Bills Mafia. Guys will be jumping off tables. There are buffalo wings and ranch and blue cheese sauce everywhere. I think this is an easy win coming to the Buffalo Bills. What do you got, Rafa? Do I have to give you points?
You got to give me 2.5. That's the line.
Easy money, Papa.
Easy
money.
I'll take the Chiefs. Eddie will take the Bills.
Put it on cut.
Put it on cut. KUTT. Download the app and check it out. I like the Chiefs plus 2.5, man.
Not surprised.
Oh yeah.
Not surprised.
All right, let's do it.
Before we go on to the next game, just want to let you know, Eddie, Mahomes as an underdog is 12-1-1 against spread.
I don't give a shit. They should have lost last week.
Well, he was an underdog last week.
Dude, seeing Mahomes as an underdog is like
it's not real.
Like when you're a gambler, like there's teams like that should never be underdogs. Like for me, it's the Dodgers, it's the Yankees, it's the Chiefs. In the NBA, is the Nuggets. Like those teams, like when LeBron was on Miami, like if they're ever underdogs, like when the Celtics, when Kobe, whenever they're an underdog, you fucking hammer them. And we're going to hammer the Chiefs. Let's go fucking
giggity.
What else you got, anyway?
Going into some games where these teams are right on the brink of the hunt, and these games means a lot for the playoffs. We have the Bengals going up against the Chargers. Chargers are favored by 1 in SoFi with the over-under 47.
Sunday night game, correct?
Correct. Sunday night football.
Wow, what a game for Sunday night.
I think, and they flexed it, I believe. This was an original Sunday night game.
Oh, they started flexing already on Sunday night? Good for
I
them.
don't know about that.
No, I'm not sure if it's a flex.
I'm pretty sure this was a flex. They kicked the Jets out, I believe. There was a game scheduled, and they moved the Chargers. I just want to say this.
By the way, Eddie, I just want to confirm that you are right.
Thank you.
Shocker.
Appreciate that. I want to say this as a depressed Raider fan. I am so upset that we chose to keep Antonio Pierce. I don't know if we ever had a shot at Jim Harbaugh, but there's a saying, Rafa, and Rafa, you've coached many teams, and you know this to be a fact. Your team takes on the personality of the head coach. And this team already in half a season is the most sound defensive team in the NFL. They are the number 1 team in points per game. The Chargers are. They run the ball. You've taken the mistake. Not that Herbert was a mistake-driven quarterback. Not that he made a ton of mistakes. But you've taken the pressure off of him not to be Dan Marino, not to be a superstar. He has superstar talent.
No doubt.
But everything is caught up. You know what I'm saying? Like the defense, the offensive line, Khalil Mack looked like he's year 2 for the Raiders. And they don't have a shit ton of talent on this team. That's the fucking scary part, Rafa. I love the Chargers in this game.
Yeah, I think the way the Bengals defense has played, they've played horrendous. And if you watch the Chargers, I've watched them the last couple weeks. They're letting Herbert now. They're throwing the ball more, and they were great on third down a couple weeks ago against the Browns, and like long third downs, and they converted touchdowns on them and big plays. Like I didn't see the Chargers as a big play offense, and I don't think a lot of people did. And now they're starting to roll. The offense is catching up to because the defense was playing a lot better, like you were saying. The offense is starting to roll. I think Herbert is showing why he's, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I think I'm with you. I like the Chargers in this game at home. The Bengals defense is atrocious. So I mean, we'll see, but I like the Chargers as well.
Yeah, he's so fucking good. Jim Harbaugh's so fucking good. I'm so depressed about it, man. He's that dude that says we're not going to make mistakes. We will be patient, and we will let. And listen, we all know Joe Burrow is prone to be making mistakes, and I feel like Jim Harbaugh doesn't give a fuck how he wins. It's not about flash. It's about playing sound, fundamental football. And God, he's so fucking good.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
All right. Eddie's mad the Raiders didn't get Harbaugh, but you got to live with what happens. Going to another very important game. We got currently the number 3 seed Atlanta Falcons going into the number 7 seed Denver Broncos. Broncos are favored by 2.5 with the over-under of 43.5.
Man, I don't even know.
Come
Denver's
on,
defense.
Papa.
I mean, Denver's defense has played phenomenal. I mean, Sean Payton's done a hell of a job.
They have
rookie quarterback. I mean, last year, they traded away their best defensive player last year, arguably Bradley Chubb, maybe.
I feel like sorry to interrupt you, but I feel like Sean Payton doesn't get credit for this defense.
Oh, he doesn't. They played great, and they should have won that game last week. And Bo Nix put them in position to win the game, and we saw the Chiefs block a field goal and all the conspiracies about how the ball actually went through the upright, but they threw another ball on it's a whole shit show. The Chiefs haters pulled out. So I don't know if you guys saw that. It was I popped up on my feed. Who does this? So, but dude, I think this is gonna be an unwatchable game. I'm sorry.
When you gonna get on the Dirty Bird train?
I picked them to make the playoffs. I picked them to make the playoffs. I just don't. I don't like watching Denver. I feel like it's just fucking boring football. Like it's just tough for me to watch. What's the line again?
2.5.
Broncos minus 2.5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. If I got to pick a side, I pick Atlanta and buy it up to 3. I found a side there. So, but I'm not fun. I'm not.
Shout out to Raheem Morris. I wasn't ever a fan.
Neither was I.
Never a fan. He's done. We have a guy who's our Atlanta Falcon correspondent, Ryan Holmes, and he came on at the beginning of the year, and I think he said 14-3. I laughed my ass off. I said, "What a fucking are you serious?" He loved Raheem Morris. I didn't agree with any of it, and it's hard to argue. Big Kirko getting better every week. He's like Nosferatu. He doesn't age, and he's fucking hip. No cap, and he uses all the
fucking shit.
It's fucking crazy, dude. I love him.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm not watching that shit. Go on to the next one. Hopefully, I'm
going to the last one. Big NFC West game. The Seahawks going into San Francisco to play the Niners. Niners are favored by 6.5. This is the number 8 seed and the number 10 seed going up against each other. Over under 49.5.
The Niners own this series. Brock Purdy owns the Seahawks. Take the Niners minus 6.5. The Niners need to cut off some of the fucking mistakes. Last week you watched that game against Tampa and they're like rolling along, and then the special teams turnover Tampa Bay scores, and all of a sudden it becomes a shit show. And CMC last week, first game back, they eased him in a little bit. He caught he caught a handful of passes. He had like 107 yards total off from scrimmage, I believe. I think this week they own the Seahawks. Like Brock Purdy owns the fucking Seattle Seahawks. So yeah. I think the Niners, I think they have to roll this game. I mean, and they need to cut off some of the little mistakes that they're making, special teams mistakes that have cost them penalties, have cost them, key third downs, shit like that. And I think they need to cut it out.
Let's not look the obvious stuff. This is the kicker and Deebo Samuel punking his own kicker and
Deebo was out of line. Deebo was out of line for that.
I agree.
Completely out of line. Like if you don't drop passes, like if you haven't fumbled, like Deebo, you were completely out of line.
He was out of line for when he walked into the fucking stadium looking like a zesty ass fucking Wesley Snipes in fucking Blade fucking movie. Like what the fuck are you wearing, bro?
Ed's homophobic. So Ed's homophobic. Ed's homophobic. Ed's homophobic. But so I'm just throwing that out there. I don't give a fuck what these guys wear or
no, Rafa, did you not see it?
Listen, Ed, I don't give a fuck if these guys take it in the ass or what they wear. At the end of the day, you are completely out of line, pushing someone who might have made a mistake on the field when you are no different. And no player in the NFL should ever criticize a teammate for making a mistake, missing a field goal, dropping a ball, not holding a snap, any of that shit. That because everyone out there makes mistakes. I mean, we see offensive linemen hold all the time. They get a brutal false start on 3rd and inches, and now it becomes 3rd and fucking 6, basically. Like we've seen all those guys make mistakes. You think offensive linemen are going to go back on the line and fucking the center's going to grab the left tackle and smack his ass because they had a false start. Now they ended up having to punt. That shit, Deebo was completely out of line. Anybody on the team would have done it. It would have been out of line on any team. You're never going to see Tom Brady or Mahomes or any of those guys in a physical altercation of sorts, pushing or whatever. You can talk shit because it happens. Mostly happens with receivers, to be honest with you. But talking is different. And you putting your hands on somebody, I think it's totally different. Deebo was completely out of line for that. And the next time, you know what? The next time Deebo drops a fucking pass on 3rd down or a fumble, that fucking long snapper or the holder, whoever the fuck it was, better go and grab that motherfucker and drag his ass from the helmet, sideline to sideline, up and down the fucking field for being a dick, Deebo Samuel.
I'll tell you who I think was most out of line, and that's Deebo Samuel's fashion coordinator. That shit was fucking out of line. Dude, look in the fucking mirror. What the fuck? Wearing dolphin leather ass shorts. That was out of line. How do you respect a vato that walks into your locker room looking like a zesty ass Wesley Snipes and Blade? That's out of line, Rafa.
That is. By the way, I thought I was going to be in for a treat tonight. Lakers and Memphis. Memphis going back with the throwback jerseys, but no John Morant. This game is now unwatchable.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Let's get on to the next one, Eddie Money. What else you got, Eddie Money? You got something else?
I think Eddie Money went to go take a piss or something.
Is he tinkling?
What's up, motherfucker? There he is.
What's
Welcome,
up,
CJ Wowo in the house, our college football expert and analyst extraordinaire. How was work, man?
It was okay. I'm ready for it to be over.
It was okay.
Well, we won the election, though.
There you go. All right. So what are we doing? What's on next, CJ?
Oh, we got. Let me see. Eddie Money's script is like all over the fucking place here.
Can I go take a 30-minute piss break, man?
Do we just want to? Yeah.
We don't have to. We don't have to. You guys can go, and I could just go.
No. We can. I guess go to break here because that's pretty much the end of the rest of the NFL segment. So we'll just go to break.
Let's take a 2-minute break.
Okay. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Two Nobodies with a Mic, episode 104. Guys, we just finished NFL football, had some heated debates. Thank you guys for joining us. We are live on YouTube, so feel free to comment, talk shit. We can handle it. We have thick skin. Me and Rafa especially have thicker skin than most. But let's welcome CJ Whoa in our house. Our college football Division I athlete, national champion, two-time national champion.
No, just one. Two-time
one?
state champion.
Just
Make sure to get the resume correct. He will correct
yeah.
you.
Right.
Two-time
Whole
state,
resume back.
two-time state, one-time national champion for starting center for your St. John Bosco Braves. And welcome, CJ.
It's good, Eddie.
Thank you, Papa. Listen, those are fucking awesome. Hey, listen, those are awesome accolades. I mean, to be able to say I won a national championship in high school football, to say I'm a two-time state champion in the Trinity League, where you have to beat Mater Dei.
And we beat the number one NFL draft pick.
Oh yeah,
Oh God.
Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray at Allen, Texas? No.
No, it was
No.
all 5'7" Bryce Young. Jesus Christ. Let's get it done with these introductions. And CJ, next time just post that shit on the screen. and
I'll have a rolling credit at the bottom.
Yeah, just a rolling credit of all CJ shit. Let's get into some college fucking football, man. Is that a USC fight song?
That's fucking Michigan.
I don't know.
UCLA will say it's fucking UCLA, but that's fucking Michigan's been playing that shit for fucking 200 years.
UCLA has a whole different fight song.
They don't fight at all. So anyway,
it's 100% that one.
Dude.
The A clap. That's the A clap
happening here. What
That's
the
the A
fuck?
clap. That's
Eddie
the
Money,
A.
you better clip this shit. These two dummies over here fucking doing the drum line.
That's the A clap. That's the UCLA A
Oh,
clap,
fuck.
and then they go in. Da, 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 da. That's from Michigan.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. With CJ's accolades and the fight songs of two teams
Bro,
that don't have 10 fucking combined wins
people
to
don't.
start off the college segment is a problem.
You gotta stop disrespecting the UCLA Bruins in this bitch.
Yes.
People don't understand. UCLA was like a fucking JC in like 1942.
They still play like a JC in 2024.
Oh,
No, they don't. No, they do not.
That leads us in. We are in full swing. That leads us to our college football segment. And let's talk about it, man, because, Zach last week in the comments, he's like, no UCLA, Iowa. And we were like, swipe left. Like, we didn't even give that respect to even talk about that game. Let's get into it, CJ. UCLA football.
Yeah.
I picked Purdue last in the Big Ten when we went through our predictions.
You did.
And then I had UCLA next.
You did.
And I had a sleeper as USC being upper echelon. So fire my ass again, we all made fun of the Sean Foster hire, that, that horrible press conference where he's like, I'm the head coach of UCLA. We play in Los Angeles. I know it was like tongue-in-cheek sort of joke, but it was a bad look. Can we all give UCLA Bruins some respect now, Rafa? Especially you with your baby blue ass fucking buttoned up collared shirt.
Zero respect.
Oh, hell no.
Mike, come on, man.
Stop that
Be
shit. I'm gonna
fucking
stop that.
Iowa.
Stop that shit.
Out of here.
No,
Okay,
no.
hold on. Before Rafa just speaks with his haterism, SEC homer bullshit, I have to speak. Okay? UCLA, let's just look at the schedule, Rafa. Let's just look at the schedule.
Hawaii.
Indiana, because it matters.
Hawaii.
LSU.
Hawaii.
Indiana, LSU, Oregon, Penn State, and Minnesota back to back to back to back to back.
Crazy.
I didn't hear
of those
why.
5 were on the road. I'm sorry. 3 of those 5 were on the road. And Iowa and Minnesota, who they just beat, are top 6 in the Big Ten.
Oh man, you're too much into these
Oh.
conference standings. Give me some ranked
No.
teams.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Indiana,
Some ranked
Indiana's
teams?
undefeated. Indiana's undefeated. LSU's ranked. Oregon's ranked. Penn State's ranked.
Yeah, it
And
sounds like.
Minnesota, beat USC.
Did they lose all those games or no?
Brother.
Did they win or
Yes.
did they lose those games? I don't know. Did they lose
They won the last 2.
against any
Last
ranked
3.
teams?
They won the
Against
last
any
3.
ranked teams?
Oh,
Against any
my
ranked
God.
teams? Jesus Christ.
Rafa,
fucking
you're,
here
you're
praising.
such an elite homer. All we're saying is that
Called you an elitist.
you're an
I am
elitist.
100%.
You are an elitist.
I'm
Because all
100%
we're
an
saying-
elitist. There's no doubt
all
about
we're
it. I am an
saying-
elitist.
all we're saying is that sometimes college football is not just about the Giants. It's about the X's and O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes and the guys that are developing and the teams that are getting better throughout the season. South Carolina is another one. South Carolina is another one that we saw.
Went through South Carolina's schedule. Don't do that shit.
No,
Don't
we're
do that
doing
shit.
that shit. We're
Don't do
doing
that
that shit.
shit.
We're
These guys
doing
barely
that
beat
shit.
Hawaii by
There are
3
two
fucking points,
teams-
and we are sitting
there
here
are
doing their
2
fight song.
teams.
That's week
There-
1, Rafa.
There are 2 teams that we left for dead in the first 2 weeks of the season that have developed their players, that have unified their team, that have cohesive teams, and now they're winning. That's what we can say.
Wonderful. You're
you're
irrelevant.
such
You're
a
not as
fucking
irrelevant. You're not as irrelevant this week as you were fucking 5 weeks ago, UCLA. Fucking hoorah.
No,
That way to go.
Hold on, elitist. CJ, let's go. CJ, I love calling him an elitist. It's so fun. CJ, let's go over the Power 5 leaders. Texas A&M.
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay.
Indiana,
ACC, SMU. What's the other one that we're missing? We did Big 10.
Big 12 is BYU.
BYU. No one saw this shit.
Nobody.
Colorado,
Nobody.
right there. I mean, Texas A&M. These guys are all picked to be not even like in the top tier of their conferences.
No, bottom.
All of them
Bottom.
were picked. Dead. Not dead last, but all on the bottom of their conferences.
Yes.
College football has been incredible this year, and it's because Nick Saban is not in Alabama anymore. That's
very true.
That's really what it is.
when the hegemon falls, everybody is grasping for the top.
Yeah. Again,
Rafa, he's ignore us.
He's
texting. I gotta meet somebody at 8:50. But I'm listening to this bullshit that you guys at Texas A&M, BYU, this, that, and then you're trying to merge them with UCLA. BYU's top 10 in the country. Texas A&M is top 15 in the country. UCLA, they ain't top shit in the country. Top shit. Not a fucking thing.
Okay, I'm not saying that they are a upper echelon team. They're not even ranked in the top 25.
They're not ranked in the top 50.
Okay, but I will speak for myself. I have disrespected UCLA all year. All year. And I'm just coming out and saying, you know what, UCLA? We've
lost our mind. We're talking about UCLA basketball.
Hey, I'm just saying, they deserve it, Rafa.
UCLA deserves a little bit of respect, man. Just a little bit.
At least give our boy Logan some love. Damn.
No, let's give Carson Schlesinger some love. Who
Dude,
okay.
Typing out UCLA in the comments, by the way.
So, first of all, Deshaun Foster, kudos to you. But Carson Schlesinger, okay, from the Santa Clarita Wildcats, and I coach his older brother. I know the family, amazing people. Do you guys know what the Bullsworth Trophy is? Have you ever heard of the Bullsworth? I've never heard of it either. Bullsworth Trophy is the number one college football in the country that is a walk-on. Never heard of it. Carson Schlesinger was a walk-on at UCLA. And not only is he winning that award, but I will go a step further and say that Carson Schlesinger should win the Lombardi Award, best linebacker in the country. And he has stats to back it up, Papa. He has 92 tackles, 59 solo, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 2 picks. And I went down and I looked at the top 10 linebackers projected and statistically right now. The University of Buffalo, CJ, has 2 linebackers that they must play 0-2-0 and only 2 guys out there, because the 2 linebackers at University of Buffalo have 137 tackles and 126 tackles, and they're playing at their ass. But they play at the University of Buffalo. The other
same issue.
No.
No.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
I'm
Eddie.
just saying.
There's a difference.
Because they play at the
There's a
University of
difference.
Buffalo. No,
No.
there ain't no fucking difference.
There's
There
a
is
difference.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
The difference
The guy's going to end the season with 200 tackles. Nobody's going to give a flying fuck, but we got to give a fuck about the other retard who runs at halftime for 40 yards against UNLV, but his coach puts him in to pad the stats of 42-10. Fuck you.
Yeah, I knew we would get Rafa going. I
Are
knew
you
it.
fucking kidding? It ain't it's exactly the same thing. Garbage ass conferences.
Okay, well, Carson Schlesinger, who I am right now putting the Lombardi Trophy board, you got to give this kid linebacker of the year. One of the top 5 linebackers this year, I forget his name, plays for Iowa. And Jay Higgins, 98 tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions. Head to head, he had 4 tackles last week against UCLA. Carson Schlesinger is an absolute freaking dog. And I know that for a fact because I've seen that kid and his older brother and his little sister, by the way, would be rocking a ponytail, kicking little kids, 7, 8-year-olds ass all over the field. That family, I swear, they are just incredible. And I just want to give Carson Schlesinger the props. This is not even like a joke. He is literally a dog and will be in the NFL. And he was a walk-on. He will be a top. I think he has another year, but he'll be in the first 3 rounds in the NFL. And
who am I? No, he shouldn't win the Lombardi Trophy because he's not an SEC.
That's the Big Ten. That's the Big Ten. He's in the Big Ten. You see the difference? A Big Ten? It's not the Mountain fucking West. It's the Big Ten.
It's the Big Ten.
He's playing against players that were actually 5 stars at one point in their life. This kid hasn't seen a 5-star athlete since week 2 of the season.
And listen, he was defensive player of the year. I mean, of the week last week against Iowa. Defensive Big Ten player of the week. So kudos to him. And kudos to the Schlesinger family. We called him the Swess, and Ethan and his mother and father. You've raised an incredible family, and I love watching UCLA football because of the Schlesingers.
Let's get on to some actual teams, though, that actually play the games that mean something. Please.
Such an asshole.
Hey, if they don't
I'm
have
here
a
to
number
keep
next
the
to that
shit real.
team, Rafa, I don't give a fuck, man.
I don't give a fuck. I could give 2 fucks.
If he played for Georgia, though, he would be a god.
If anyone played for Georgia, they play every week with a number next to their name. That's a big difference.
Homer bullshit.
Garbage.
Garbage, straight trash. Homie.
Homer bullshit.
Let's get on to the games, man.
Oh shit.
Well, we got one more topic before then
What
because
is it?
Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is just, you had the most abysmal take on Yappin yesterday, Eddie, and I don't know if you saw it, but this man tried to sit here and say that Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders deserves votes over Travis Hunter, and it's the most abysmal shit I think I've heard all year. It almost deserves to climb up there to the ladder of Colorado, Oregon take.
No,
You
you need to stop with that
Dude,
take.
you need to stop. You're on your own mountain. You are on your own mountain.
Yes.
No,
Hemisphere.
how can I be on my
Hemisphere.
own mountain when the
Bro.
Bills are currently 7-2?
No, you're on the mountain. Eddie Money's climbing the mountain. but you still on it by yourself. You're on it all by yourself.
Ah,
You're
The
on
mountain's name is actually CJ. That's how bad
Yes.
it
It
is.
is. That's it is. Is it
Mount CJ, whoa, whoa.
This is
Whoa, whoa.
Mount, whoa, whoa.
And
Mount, whoa, whoa.
why I said that is because Shadur's top 5 in every offensive category as a quarterback. So and that's when the team is improved this much. It's because of his play. Their defense isn't great.
Rafa, I use this fat ass thumb that looks like a Vienna sausage. I hit the like button on that shit.
Thank you.
You have me. Listen.
Oh my god!
I think Travis Hunter is an exceptional talent. I'm the one on this show that said he will play both ways in the NFL. I'm the one who said that I would pick him because he is the Shohei Ohtani of MLB baseball. He is a value because he will play 15 snaps on offense. He will be your third best receiver in the slot, and he will be your number one quarterback. I am a Travis Hunter defender and lover. But Shador Sanders is carrying the Colorado Buffaloes. It's hard to dispute that.
It's on his back. It's on his
God.
back.
No, it's not on his back. Because if it's on Shador's back, then Shador's on Travis's back. Because this man is on, okay, sir, on both sides of the ball. On both sides of the ball, he's fucking carrying he's making plays at DB and receiver. And it's not like he's just going through the motions. He's just being an average player. No, without him, they're not the same team. It's not even close. They're not.
They don't allow 34 points a game without him.
22 points a game, sir.
They allowed 34 last week to Texas Tech.
22 points a game.
They allowed 30 something to Baylor.
And they went on a 31-7 run, by the way. 7 is the important part to that. 31-7 run at the end of the game.
Who went on the run? Who threw the touchdown passes?
Who caught them?
Travis Hunter caught what, one?
And then
Travis Hunter's not top 10 in any offensive category.
And then caught his black ass on the other side of the ball and played well there too.
Oh man, I'm glad you're the one who said black ass.
But here's the thing, Rafa. Let's say that Travis Hunter is top 15 in the offensive category, and let's say he's top 15 in the defensive category. You add that together and do the math. He's a top 5 player in college football because no one has ever done that. Ever.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but Shador is top 5 in every category in the most important position in the fucking sport. The entire
I also agree with that.
The most important position is the fucking quarterback. And Shador is top 5 in every category at the most important fucking position. And let's not forget, the game that Travis Hunter left at halftime, what was it, 1 or 2 games already? He don't even finish some of the games. And Shador's still out there fucking battling his ass off.
Rafa, as a player who has had a little sprinkle of Division I football, just a little sprinkle, not a lot, just a little sprinkle. This man played 172 snaps. 172. That is amazing. That is not heard of on any level that a person is playing 172 snaps.
That's amazing. Wonderful. Wow. But
wow is right. Wow is right.
If Shador Sanders isn't the quarterback on Colorado, they're 0-8.
And if Travis Hunter is not on the team, they're probably
they're a terrible defense. They're a terrible defense. They're a terrible defense.
2-6.
They're a terrible defense.
They allow 22 points a game. They're not that bad.
That's sort of a checkmate, CJ.
That's not checkmate. What do you mean that's a checkmate?
I think Rafa has a valid point.
Don't make me
that
go look at this.
You take Travis Hunter.
I just named you a stat, 172 snaps.
No, it's incredible. It's actually mind-blowing.
And if you don't play fucking football, you can sit there like they are, like, oh yeah.
No, it's mind-blowing.
Listen, I understand it. It's great. It's unbelievable. But it doesn't matter. How good was he in the?
It doesn't matter. See, that's the issue. It doesn't matter. Is the issue.
Okay, but how can you be the Heisman Trophy winner when you're not even the most valuable person on your own
hell
team.
no. Hell no. Hell, I will never accept that stance. I do not
Why
accept
not? It's true.
MVP. I don't accept that.
CJ,
I don't agree
it's
with it.
true.
Personally. I don't agree with it.
Rafa, am I wrong?
You know, dude, you know how I feel about the Heisman. Okay, so dude, the thing is, at the end of the day, the Heisman goes to a player that's above and beyond, better than mostly everyone in college football. He is not above and beyond better than everyone else. He's just not.
That I don't agree with.
I don't think he is.
Like, how do you say that when he's playing effectively on both sides of the football on a top 25 team that's currently going to their conference championship? That is almost never, in our lifetime, that has never happened.
That wouldn't be my argument. My argument is you take Travis Hunter off your team, or you take Travis Hunter off your team. I mean, or Shedeur Sanders.
I take Shedeur Sanders 100 times.
Yes, that's my argument, is that he's the more valuable player on his own team. So how can you give? I understand Travis Hunter is an enigma. He is a unicorn. But if you ask Dion, you need a quarterback. Usually the Heisman is the best player on the best team.
Right, because that's the most important position in the game. But when you're talking, if I'm, let's say, every other top 25 team in the country, and if you're asking me Shedeur or Travis, I'm like, I'll take the unicorn. I'll take the unicorn every day of the week because I can go find another Shedeur. I can go find Cam Ward and Shedeur are not that far apart.
I'll tell you what.
You just picked the second best player in college football.
I can name several other quarterbacks. Your boy Jalen Milroe.
Yes,
He's
phenomenal.
I
take
I'll
Jackson
tell you what,
Dart, Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning, the fucking quarterback at Oregon whose name I'm blanking on. Like, I think
Dylan
fucking
Gabriel.
naming quarterbacks.
He's played for 6 years.
You've been hanging out with me too long, CJ.
Take Carson Beck and put Shedeur in Georgia. And how much better is Georgia than you can put Travis Hunter in Georgia? They're not getting any better.
Carson Beck sucks.
And you put Shedeur Sanders in Georgia, they don't lose. They don't fucking lose.
And you could put Travis Hunter there, and he's not making a difference. It's not happening because they've allowed 30 plus points.
Are you sure?
Are you kidding?
Eddie Money.
I would love that SEC.
You put Shedeur Sanders.
Oh my god.
You put Shedeur Sanders in Athens, Georgia. Ooh, that.
Okay, Eddie. Here's the.
I agree on that one.
Hold on,
That's
brother.
kind of scary.
Hold on, brother. In a typical Georgia year, yes. But this year, Georgia just happens to have a bunch of average linemen, average receivers, average DBs. They don't have the Stetson
average running backs
roster.
Too.
Right. They have average running backs. When have we seen a Georgia team that at the minimum can't run the ball? Like at the minimum. So if you put Shedeur in Georgia this season, I'm sorry, I don't see his weapons in Colorado are better than the weapons that he would have in Georgia.
Well, he makes them better.
100% incorrect. He makes.
Okay,
we're getting delusional. Better. He makes them better.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, he makes them better.
By the way, and put him in Georgia, he's a top probably fucking. He's this ridiculous.
No, CJ Horn is he's a guy. CJ Horn is a dude.
That's not. As far as I'm concerned, he puts on a Colorado jersey on Saturdays.
Yeah, no.
That's CJ Horn. He's good.
He's one of the fucking receivers.
Yes, I know who CJ. Listen, he's phenomenal. Shedeur can go to Georgia and be better than Carson Beck.
Carson Beck sucks. Georgia. Carson Beck is not a top 25 quarterback.
I don't give a fuck. He could have been, and he was, and he should have been. If you put Shedeur on Georgia, they're probably undefeated or maybe with one loss. You put Travis Hunter on defense at Georgia. There is no difference. There is no difference. I just
explained to you why there's a difference. Because in a typical Georgia year, yes. But this year, Georgia have a bunch of average-ass players. That's why they suck this year.
Georgia,
that's why a fucking former walk-on was able to go and have back-to-back national championships.
Do you know what Georgia's defense is ranked? They're in the top 15 in the country.
Of course, they always
are.
I'm talking about on the offensive side of the ball.
And I'm talking about on the defensive side of the ball. The side
it's
that
irrelevant.
Travis Hunter is on. I'm
It's
telling
irrelevant.
you.
We're talking about Shador going to Georgia.
I'm comparing. I said both. I said if you put Shador on Georgia, they're 0 loss, maybe 1 loss. You put Travis Hunter on Georgia, it changes nothing.
I
0,
disagree.
nothing. You can disagree.
Disagree.
They're
They're
top
still
15
10-2.
in
They're
defense.
still going to be 10-2 with
Ooh,
Shador
ooh.
because they have.
What if
Let me-
instead of Georgia, Zach said USC. He said USC would rather take Sanders, and they suck at every position.
Okay.
Facts.
Yeah, but
Let me say this, CJ,
Yeah,
and,
buddy.
and we got to move on because we could argue this all fucking day. And I don't want to be the guy with the last word, but isn't a great quarterback, right? And a special quarterback that Shador Sanders is proving to be, and which I said he wasn't. Doesn't he make? By the way, everyone on Georgia is a 3, 4, or 5 star.
That's
So
good.
if they're average, it's
Right.
because
Thank you.
because Carson Beck is making them average.
No,
If you-
I disagree.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think
disagree.
great quarterbacks.
I disagree.
You
Because
put
if you watch
CJ
Georgia-
Horn. You put CJ Horn in Georgia with Carson
No.
Beck. We don't know who CJ Horn is.
Listen, Eddie. Listen, Eddie. This is the reason why. And all love to my boy Ernest Green, but he is a part of a team on offense where they have a bunch of average players. If you watch them, their receivers don't release at the correct times. There's a miscommunication. Like there's a bunch of things that make that offense average, including the offensive line. They can't run the ball. So no, Shador would have this specific year to have to do the same things he did last year. Run around. If you see Carson Beck, he's getting sacked all the time. He's always getting sacked. He
The
would have
line
to run
sucks, and they have no running game. I agree.
right. Like Shador would have to do what he did last year, make a fucking miracle every damn play.
But Colorado's O line isn't very good, and their running game sucks too.
Right. So I'm
Actually,
saying, like, I don't
Colorado's
think
line
any
has been pretty good these last couple of
Right.
weeks. and just has-
like they're
but,
statistically better.
yeah. Also, we can't.
You guys
can't
have some major
Right.
editing
go
to
so
do.
long.
Let's move on.
Real quick.
argument.
Actually, TJ's taking the lead on that charge.
Yeah. Hype train. I asking both of you if you guys are on the hype train. There's some teams that are down, that are up. So I'm gonna list off some teams, and you guys just tell me: are you on the hype train or are you off? Number 12, Miami just went through a heartbreaking defeat. Are you off the hype train or are you on the hype train?
Off. Been off.
I'm off. I was never a believer. They're a one-man show. Without Cam Ward, they are 52nd in the country.
if that. Yeah, I'm off the train. They don't.
He needs to play Mike linebacker. I told CJ that defense they're all 6'1", 225. The nose tackle, the defensive end, the safety. It reminds me of they're just not big and physical.
I disagree. I'm still on it. I think they're still a playoff team. I like Cam Ward. I think that he is electric.
I love Cam Ward.
Oh,
The problem
electric,
is
but that team is a first round knockout.
the problem is that I don't see their path to the playoff
Oh,
Yeah.
I see it.
because
It's tough, but I see it.
We'll
it's
get to
super
it.
tough, which is
Yeah,
why
we'll
I'm
get
off.
to it.
I'm
We'll get
off
to it.
because of their path.
Matthew
going.
Rocha is also off. He said to lose to SMU. Zach said
Number
never been
9.
on. No Diddy.
Number 9, Alabama. Are you on or are you off?
I'm on.
I'm on that fucking train all fucking
I'm-
day. Roll motherfucking tide, baby.
I'm
Roll
reading-
motherfucking tide.
And I'm on,
Hell
and I'm
no.
on, and I'm on Milroe jumping back into the Heisman race. after
Yes,
this.
which I
They get a
called.
gimme game. They get a gimme game against Mercer. That's like San Diego State and Boise State.
What
This
did I
is
say
Milroe-
last week?
Oh hell no! Don't do that.
What did I say last week? I said time of possession, Milroe for 75 yards rushing. He did 185 yards
against
rushing.
against LSU, by the way,
Well-
a ranked team.
All right. Number 8, Notre Dame. Are you on or are you off?
Off. I pray to
I-
God Army beats them.
I pray to God too, which is why I'm off Notre Dame because I pray to God they beat. If they, I pray to God Army beats them. If they beat Army, they're in the fucking playoff. By the way, because they
Ugh.
will not have a loss, which is going to
Yucky
be
poo
brutal.
poo caca.
I know.
Eddie Money?
Off.
Off. Number 7, BYU. Are you on or are you off?
I'm off, man. That shit pissed me off.
No.
That
Dude,
was you gotta swallow that fucking flag. That dude was sacked. That was a Mormon. That dude, that head referee, was bullied. He had some Mormons taking pictures, and he has wives, and that was a religious bullshit holy war. Utah should have won that fucking game, and Utah sucks.
I agree with you, but it's a rivalry game. You know that, Ed. I'm on BYU still. I am on BYU.
That's 2 games they should have lost.
I'm on
So-
BYU because of Retzlaff. Simply because of Retzlaff.
I'm also.
Yeah, I
still on
like him.
BYU.
I think I'm on BYU. I like him as a quarterback.
I'm gonna start this one off. Number 11, Georgia. I think that they are off. I'm off the hype train because I think that they are the 10-2 SEC team that gets left out.
Oh, they're not
man.
going to be the 10-2 team that gets left out because they're going to play Tennessee this week, and when they beat Tennessee, they will take Tennessee's spot.
We'll
I
see.
hate the fact
If they're going to beat Tennessee.
I hate the
We'll
fact that
see.
they're going to be. I hate the fact that they're going to be Tennessee, Rafa. I agree with you. I hate it with all my heart. But listen, don't underestimate Tennessee. That freaking stud, James Pierce Jr. He's going to be a top 10 pick. He's going to cause havoc. That lurch motherfucking quarterback at Georgia is going to have nightmares about him. Tennessee can play defense. And
Very
that
good
kid,
defense.
that defensive end will have 3 sacks, and Carson Beck will be uglier even after the game.
This game's in Athens, right?
It's in
It
Athens,
is.
That's why. Yes.
It
Yeah,
is.
I think Georgia wins this game. I think they get in.
Is Nico playing for sure? Like
We don't
is
know
there-
yet.
It doesn't
We
even
don't
matter.
Uh,
It doesn't
It
even matter.
does.
It
Dude,
does
the
matter.
Spread, the
It
spread
He
is
played
10.
so bad.
It
Is the
does
spread
matter.
10.5? Eddie Money?
10.5.
We'll,
It's 10.
we'll get into the game in a little bit.
All right.
I'm
For
on
the purpose
Georgia.
for the purpose of clip's sake, we'll answer Eddie, Rafa, then Eddie Money, then myself.
Okay.
Number 6, Tennessee. Are you on or are you off the hype train?
Listen. What am I wearing, baby? Look at that. Look at that. Black and orange, baby. Scotty Chef. I love Tennessee. I love their defense. I love that running back. I love Nico. He needs to mature.
Yeah, he's young.
I'm still on Tennessee, but they gotta beat Georgia this week, man.
They need to.
Oh, please.
For me.
I'm off Tennessee because they lose to Georgia this week.
Fucking suck. You suck my dick.
I am on Tennessee, but they will lose to Georgia, and then they won't get into the playoff. So that's rough for them.
They have
All
a
right.
60% chance. If they lose, there's a calculation. If they lose to Georgia, they still have a 60% chance to make the playoffs.
It turns into a
Yes.
complete shit show,
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
which
good
is
for
going
the
to be
chaos.
great.
Good for the chaos.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, Penn State. Are you on or are you off?
I am on Penn State. We are Penn State.
I'm on the Lions. I think they're
think
in the playoffs already. It doesn't matter as long as they don't lose to Michigan. I think they're in the playoff. They don't have anything. They're in.
By the way, CJ's not. I sorry to interrupt you. By the way, I just wanted to compliment you on your analysis and your defense of James Franklin. Although I disagree with you, you nailed exactly the B+, A- program, not beating Giants. Like you nailed that shit. That shit should have been better numbers because you're spot on with that program.
I appreciate it. I'm on as far as them making it to the playoff. Love James Franklin, but the giant killer thing is the exact reason I think they're a first round exit.
I'm on
Number 14.
Personally,
Oh, my bad, Eddie Money.
personally, I'm on Penn State. I think they're a second round knockout. Gotta love Penn State though. Also, to go over the comments real quick, Matthew Rocha is on Tennessee. Zach hates Tennessee. Zach hates SEC. Zach hates Georgia.
We know that, Zach.
Fucking get it, Zach. Fucking get it.
Zach is also off Notre Dame, and Matthew Rocha is off BYU.
Yeah, Matt knows his shit, man. Matt is a computer science guy. He has pie charts and all kinds of fuck around.
You guys get Matt on the show.
Dude, oh, we do. He has charts. I
Yeah,
promise
we gotta
you.
get him on the show. I'm gonna talk to you,
Matt, we got to get you on the show, man, because he will have all kinds of fucking charts. He was so mathematically the light bouncing off of Rafa's head is reflecting 68 degrees on the Bo Jackson jersey.
Rafa, do not accept this. Do not accept this bullshit he's throwing your way right now. It's not
I'm all right. I'm good.
It's
with
unacceptable. I will
good
not
with it.
stand for it. Don't fucking talk about his head like that.
I'm good with it.
Listen, I'm fucking bald too.
Okay. Number 14, SMU, leading the ACC for the first time, and since the first time in the fucking
Crazy,
conference.
man.
Are you on or are you off?
I'm on.
I'm off.
I'm on.
I'm
I'm on
off.
SMU.
I'm off.
I'm
But
on.
don't count out Clemson.
I'm on, but they'll win the ACC and then lose their first game in the playoff.
Whoever they're
So a
playing in
waste
the
of a bye.
ACC
I don't think
championship,
that.
they can
I
ask
don't.
Will.
I think they lose in the ACC title game.
I agree with Rob.
Matthew Rocha and Zach are both on SMU.
See, I'm on the right side.
I
of
like
that.
it. I like it. All right, final team. The Colorado Buffs now controlling their second place in the conference and relying on one more loss to be in that top spot. Are you on or are you off?
I am. Oh, I hate to say this. I'm off. I think every time we start believing in Colorado, every time that crescendo of like they're here, they let us down. So I am off Colorado
hell
for
no.
that reason.
Oh, hell no.
I'm on Colorado. I
Thank
am
you.
on Colorado. I'm on the
Thank
Shador
you.
train. I hope he goes to the Giants. The Raiders would be lucky to have Shador. I am on the Colorado Buffalo train.
Let's get it.
I'm off.
Oh, bullshit.
Why,
Bullshit.
Eddie Money?
Let's go BYU, baby.
Eddie,
No,
give me
I would
give me
like
an
for them to
explanation.
face BYU in the title game. That would be a great.
I would
fucking-
love
that's
that.
gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
And I would love for them to win. I just don't believe they will. Like I'm pulling for them. It's just like every time they're in that big moment, they let us down. And the only time they really did something the last 2 years was when they kicked TCU's ass last year and when they beat Nebraska last year. When have they been expected to beat someone and actually beat them?
Last week, Texas Tech
Last week they were favored by 3.5.
They were favored though. I'm saying like
expected to beat
That's
them and
expected
beat
to
them.
beat them, Eddie.
I'm saying
That's what you asked.
yeah,
I understand what he means, though.
I worded that
understand what he
wrong.
means, though. But I understand
worded
what he
that
means.
wrong.
Hey, this is a
A
tough
lot
game
of
this week
people-
against Utah, by the way.
A lot of
We'll
people
see.
did not think that they were gonna beat Texas Tech.
They
Yeah,
got
I
Utah
did.
this week.
I did, but they got Utah this week at home.
I like it.
I'm on the
I like
call.
Matthew
Colorado
Rocha
train.
said BYU is the most overrated undefeated team. I also agree, but I'm still on their team.
it. Yeah. I'm sitting there on Mount Wowo by myself. I've been on Mount Wowo since last year. I'm gonna stay on Mount Wowo. I'm with the fucking give me the Buffs. Give me the Buffs.
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right. Playoff watch. We got to get into this a little bit, just a little bit. The bitch ass motherfuckers that
Damn.
dared to speak against this 12-team playoff, we almost didn't get it. And I just like this chaos is legendary. It's every week, and I'm getting to my point. I told Rafa yesterday that I had a revelation. I had a revelation about the SEC, and it's good. It's really good. Mississippi State, skin tone pick, did really well. But the top to bottom, that conference is serving us ranked games every single week. It's just on a platter. We just getting ranked games. The SEC is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Whoa!
He done seen the light. Praise you.
It's,
Amen. How
yes.
this
Praise.
motherfucker start dancing? Walking
Can I get a
on the
testimony?
water.
Can I get a testimony?
Look at Zach, question mark. Zach's going crazy.
Oh,
I can't believe it.
Sorry, Zach. Sorry, Zach.
Zach lost his only confidant.
Blinded
sorry,
by the
Zach.
light.
Sorry,
The crazy thing in that whole thing is like you're the only person in the fucking Western Hemisphere that didn't think that the SEC was the best football of all fucking time. It's amazing. It's the biggest platform. The tradition, the glamour, the beautiful freaking baton girls, the mascots. It's everything that's right about Americana and college football. The SEC is incredible. Welcome to the party, CJ.
Zach maybe will show up one day. One day.
Zach is going to be at the UCLA game, sitting in row with like 3 people. Yes.
Oh, by the way, if you're listening and you want to go to the USC game this Saturday, I have 2 free tickets. Please text me if you're listening. You want to go? Please.
South Carolina.
University of Southern California.
Oh,
They're at home
All
playing
right.
Nebraska.
They're at home playing
Jeez.
Nebraska.
Matthew Rocha says, geez, only now? They've been lost,
Jeez.
man. They've been lost,
Yeah.
Matt. Matt,
yes.
they've been lost like a motherfucker.
He's
man.
been lost in the MAC.
Hey, he's been
Mount Wowo.
found.
All right. We're gonna get to the breakdown. We're gonna go ahead and skip this. We're gonna get to the breakdown and get to the main games of the week. Eddie Money, you can go ahead and take the betting lines on this one.
All right, man. So big ACC matchup. Number 17 Clemson favored by 10 going into Pitt. The over under 53.5. Very crucial game to determine who will go into that ACC championship game.
I think Clemson wins this game easy. They went to Virginia Tech last week. They covered. That a misstep against Louisville. I mean, they played Georgia early in the year. They hung in the first half. Second half, they got destroyed. Every other shit team they played in the ACC, with the exception of Louisville, was a bad. But I think they beat Pitt. I think Pitt is one of those teams where it's like, oh, they were accidentally 6-0 or 7-0 or whatever. Like that shit was by accident. So
That's not disrespect. You know that Pitt
Fuck,
quarterback.
man.
That Pitt. I can't remember the Syracuse or Pitt quarterback was a 5-star that went to either Ohio State or Alabama. That Pitt quarterback left Ohio State. I mean, he's really good. You loved Pitt. Pitt's a really good team with a really good quarterback.
yeah, I'm done with Pitt.
10.
You know what? You know what I realized, Ed? You know what I realized? Because I looked out at Pitt the other day. I put it on the game, and I didn't see Larry Fitzgerald, and I didn't see Dan Marino,
Tony
and
Dorsett,
and I didn't see fucking
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald playing defense, and I'm done with them, Ed. Fuck Pitt. Fuck Pitt. Let's go
Okay.
Tigers, baby. Go Debo. Go get it, baby.
10 points is too much, man.
10 points.
10
That's what they're
points.
gonna be saying at halftime when it's 31-3 Clemson.
Yeah, I'll
You know what? You know what might happen? They might let a Tiger out in Pittsburgh, and he's gonna eat the Panther. That's what might happen this weekend.
I will say, probably watch out for the first half under, and then Clemson will come alive in the third quarter as they always do, and take them to cover the second half.
As they do what they do, baby.
Look at
Go
Eddie
Tigers.
Money dropping gold nuggets.
Next game, Rafa mentioned it a couple minutes ago. Big game. Utah going into number 18 Colorado, favored by 11.5, over under 46.5.
Fuck Kyle Whittingham. Fuck
I've
Kyle
been saying
Whittingham.
it. How long have I been saying it for? He's so fucking overrated.
And I
He's
like
so
him.
bad. I've been saying
But
it for fucking 4
Still
weeks.
fuck him.
The game against Arizona, they lost. The game to Arizona State, those were all his fault. The game, this last game, the second half, you didn't score a single fucking point. And then you're going to cry about the hold at the end of the game. Like, it's a tough game, by the way.
Bro, Kyle Whittingham, sorry, I don't want to cut you off,
Go
CJ,
ahead.
but let me just say this real quick, and then you can go on. How the fuck do you not have 4 good quarterbacks at the University of Utah, which is a
I was about to
great
explain
program? Like, what the, like,
I was just about to
how do you
explain why.
not score? Oh, okay. I'm glad I asked because go
They're
ahead and
in
explain.
Provo, Utah. People forget. No, listen before you make faces. People forget that these are 18-year-olds. These are 18-year-olds. I remember a video from 3 years ago when Utah had that good quarterback running back duo. I can't remember their names. They're both black kids, but they're from Southern Florida. And on their official visit, it snowed 4 feet. And they almost decommitted. There was a video like, oh shit, I'm not living in this. These are 18-year-old kids, and it's hard to recruit to certain geographic areas, cold areas, Corvallis, Oregon, Pullman, Washington, Notre Dame, because of their geography and their academic requirements. Provo is one of those places where the black kids, Rafa loves his black college quarterbacks, don't want to go to no cold ass environment in Utah where they mostly run the ball. They play good defense. They don't air it out. Like, it's not a good town to go to. Thank you, Matthew. It's not a good college town to go to. You want to go to a good college town as a quarterback. Athens, Southern California, Miami. Like, those are good college towns. Nobody wants to fucking live with the Mormons.
CJ, okay, I'll let you talk. Bullshit and bullshit and bullshit. We went Provo, Utah. First of all, everyone is fucking 25 and 27. They're not 18-year-old kids because they've already been on a fucking mission. They all have fucking 3 kids and wives because they wanted to have sex. Get that out of the way.
Jesus.
We've been to the Pac-12 championship. Utah showed up, and it was the Utah's
What does
environment.
that have to do with what I just said?
You know, because Utah home games are insane. It's a great environment. You know this, CJ, that Utah is a hotbed for high school football.
Usually the worst recruiting
What's gonna be
environment
cool?
go to an Oregon State game. The fucking shit is turned filled to the max every game. Go to Washington State. You know why? Because that's the only fucking thing they have to do there. They can't just fuck their 5 wives. They have to actually go do something. And so they go to the football games. I'm talking about the environment. I'm talking about to sell to a kid, hey, you're gonna
Day-to-day
have a
stuff.
great life here. That's not appealing to go to fucking
No,
Provo.
I get what he's saying, but
I
it
get
doesn't
what he's
matter.
saying,
Utah sucks.
But Syracuse has a dude who fucking transferred from Alabama. Pitt has a guy who transferred from
Syracuse
Ohio
is in New
State.
York. It's in New
It's-
York, Eddie.
Dude, Syracuse is
I've been
covered
to
in
Syracuse.
eight. I've been there too.
Yeah.
It's covered in 12 feet of snow.
Right. But I'm saying, you know what you can sell to a kid that goes to Syracuse? Hey, buddy, the big ass city, the biggest city in the world is just a few hours away. That's what you sell. That's what you sell, Eddie. I'm telling you, I've been to these college football recruitments. I've been to these official visits. They sell you that stupid shit. And as a dumbass 18-year-old, you go, oh.
There's
You don't think
no
about
way the
I'm telling you right
Syracuse
now.
coach is
Kathy
saying,
Rocha said Eddie wants to convert.
yes. There's no way the Syracuse head coach is like, hey, New York, 3 hours away. Yeah.
It's a part of it because NIL
There's-
money is now a big
let's
part
get
of
off of it. Let's get off of this. shit. We're
Utah
gonna stay here
gave
forever.
every fucking player
I'm
a
agreed.
fucking Dodge Ram.
because
Every
they have
guy
the
on
money.
the
They did.
fucking
They have the money.
Wonderful. Let's get off of Utah and how bad they suck dick. They're playing Colorado in Colorado. Will Whittingham get them ready to play? Probably not, because he's a shit fucking overrated head coach.
Skin
There we
tone
go.
pick.
What's the skin tone pick?
What do you
You
like?
just said it.
Utah plus 11.5.
It's a lot of points.
Next game is more important for LSU to stay in the playoff. Number 15, LSU is -4 going into Florida over under 55.
What did you just say?
They're on the brink. They could still get it.
They're not going to
They're
the
out.
playoff.
They're out.
They're
They're
not
out.
going to
I
the
hate
playoff.
you guys.
They're
It's
not.
a
They're
good
out.
game.
This,
It's a good game.
it's a good game, but they're out.
Okay.
I will not be watching this game. So
Me neither.
I
I'm with
watched
you. I'll second that.
Today I watched 3 episodes of the sort of like what's that NFL show? Hard Knocks. They
Uh-huh.
did one at LSU. I watched 3 episodes. That coaching staff has the personality of a fucking Mormon church. They are so like Brian Kelly
Uptight.
is
Sorry,
His
Eddie was a
blog-
lot of Mormon talk.
Yeah.
No,
You're
I-
racist and misogynistic.
how
today.
many wives do you have, Ed?
just
And
one.
And he's transphobic as fuck.
Just one, and I can't even handle her. No. The defensive coordinator is blah. Brian Kelly is blah. I watched it. It was unwatchable. I actually snoozed. I fell asleep. You're at LSU, man. Like, Coach O, go Tigers. Like, where? Like, you're in Louisiana with big personalities, spice, flavor, partying, and that
Brian
coaching
Kelly's from
staff.
Boston.
Yeah. But the defensive coordinator had a big fleur de lis tattoo in his, so he must be from Louisiana. I wasn't inspired, which with their defense shows they're not very inspired.
No. I
No.
don't like that team at all. Gators have played well too, so I'd
Mhm.
take Florida at home +4.
All right. And then a big game for BYU. Kansas going in there. BYU only favored by a field goal over under 56.5. Kansas play teams pretty tough.
And they've beat.
Who'd they beat last week?
I feel like they've.
Kansas beat Iowa State last week.
There you go.
Top 10
Yes.
team in the country. I think this is a letdown.
Not last
game
week.
for Kansas. Yeah, I think it was last week.
No. They weren't a top. They were 11 2 weeks ago.
Or 11. Well,
Yeah.
no, they were still undefeated.
And then the week before that, they gave Kansas State a run for their money.
Yes.
Yeah, so I like BYU to cover at home. I think Kansas is going to be still riding that high horse.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, this is me and CJ's game of the week. Number 25, Tulane, favored by 7, going into Navy, over under 53. major playoff implications here if Tulane can stay alive or if Navy can knock them off.
There's more. There's more than just playoff implications. There's a whole shit show going on.
This is AAC title implications. Navy, the winner of this game basically is going to be set to face Army in that title game more than likely. So it's a huge game for both teams. I think it's going to be a really good game. Hopefully the midshipmen can pull it off, but we'll see.
Yeah, so people understand just the further implications, and we explained this yesterday. So basically what happens is if Navy beats Tulane and goes on to face Army in that AAC championship, what happens is that Navy and Army will play for that AAC championship game. The college football playoff will be released, and then that following Saturday, Army and Navy will play a second time in back-to-back weeks for the Army-Navy game. So you're talking about just whole conundrum, chaos, shit everywhere. So fuck Tulane is what I'm saying.
Tulane's there's a sleepy, really good team, and they have been for a little bit, and they got great fucking unis too.
Yeah, they're sleeping good. It's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be one of the best games
of the weekends.
Oh, sure.
Any picks on this game?
At Navy getting 7 at home?
Yes.
At home.
I'd take Navy with the 7.
Yes.
Too hard to manage. Now, game of the week. Number 6 Tennessee going into number 11 Georgia. Georgia favored by a whopping 10.5. Over under 48.5.
Man, what is
game day? Game day will be there, Rafa.
What does this tell you about how about what Vegas thinks of Tennessee, man?
Yeah,
for them to give Georgia 10 and giving them a 10.5 point advantage over Tennessee, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
It's because the fucking quarterback doesn't know if it's gonna play or not.
We will see. Go Dogs. I think Georgia wins this game. I don't know if they cover, but I think Georgia wins this game. You don't think Georgia wins this game?
If Nico, shut up, Eddie. Eddie Money. If Nico plays with that defense and he's healthy, or he's at least 90%, I think that I like Tennessee with the points. But if Nico is not healthy with that defense, I think Georgia pulls away in the fourth quarter.
Georgia needs a big game, man. They need one. This got to be
do or die. Do or die for them.
They need a win. They need this win.
Yeah.
The only thing that, and I know I've talked a lot of shit about Kirby Smart, and not deservingly so. The only thing that gives me hope, well, there's two things. Is Nico going to play? But I still love Tennessee's running back. I still love Tennessee's defensive pass rush. The only thing that gives me hope that Georgia can win is Kirby Smart. I don't like their O-line. They have a shitty running game. They do have a good defense. We saw them play Texas. They fucking destroyed Texas. But the only thing that makes me believe that Georgia could win this game is simply Kirby Smart's going to pull something out of his ass. Other than that, Tennessee, talent-wise, is a better team than Georgia, Rafa. That's the only thing.
It's factual.
Wow.
You can't even answer. There's not even a debate. We talked about it. It's not even a debate. You're just going off brand and Kirby. Kirby
and elitism.
I'm an elitist. 100% I'm an elitist. Give me the fucking Dogs. I hope they beat the shit out of the Bulls.
Peyton Manning went to Tennessee. You remember that?
Of course he did. And then T. Martin won the national title right after that. You probably don't even know that.
And then T. Martin came to SC and recruited his ass off. And T. Martin should have got the head coaching job at SC. Where is T. Martin now, by the way?
I have no idea.
Is he coaching in NFL or something?
Him and Norm Chow are hanging out.
Okay, so Nico is still in concussion protocol. I don't know how college handles concussions, not like NFL. NFL is usually minimum 2 weeks. I don't know if they're gonna force Nico to play. But
dude, I feel like
I'm leaning towards Georgia.
He's not playing.
Georgia's winning this game.
Here's the thing:
Nico play, not play. Georgia's winning this game.
Here's the thing I promise you, the difference between NCAA and NFL is that the NFL has been sued for billions of dollars for a concussion protocol. So they have an outside entity source that overlooks concussion.
Surveying.
I promise you, the team doctor at Tennessee is like, go Vols, you can play, Papa. Let's do this.
By the way, Zach said that T. Martin is the Ravens quarterback coach.
There you go.
What a bull. Jesus.
No. T. Martin was on a trajectory to be
He Googled that
he,
shit.
he was the best recruiter at SC. He should, I'm telling you, man, he should get a head coaching job very soon. And he actually won a championship at Tennessee, unlike
Yeah,
Peyton
he won
Manning.
right after Peyton. Peyton,
Yeah.
the very next year after Peyton left,
Yeah.
won the title.
Yeah. So
What else we
right.
got, fellas?
Going into some potential upsets, I have two games written out that I think smell with underdogs. You guys can also name your own.
hold on. What is the name of this segment called?
Where my dogs at?
Where my dogs at? That's a
Rafa, you're such a piece of shit for not doing it.
Dude, I mean,
only
everybody
when it's Georgia. Only when it's Georgia does he go.
If we're not 100%, if we're talking about Georgia, that's what it is, baby. Fucking A.
You too good. You too good
Big
for
fat.
us, Rafa.
Dude,
I get. You know what?
I
The
got
funny
the
thing
Laker
is,
game on. I got 100 things in my head. I got text messages coming through. I
Rafa's
got
gonna
people
hate.
barking in my ear. I don't even know what the fuck's happening.
Zach said I agree with Rafa not doing it.
Of course.
Where my dogs at?
There you go, Ed. Fucking A.
Well, Zach is gonna love the games that I put on here because I think they
Let's
smell
hear
of
'em.
underdog. First game Friday night, UCLA going into Washington.
I
Washington
call
minus
this.
4 with an over under of 46.5.
I call
Are they putting
this.
game-
This
are
is
they putting
mine.
Are they putting this game on a television?
You're
I hate
such
you,
an
Rafa. Stop that.
asshole. You're an
I
asshole.
swear.
You're an
Dude,
asshole.
These two teams suck so much ass. Bro, are
I'm
you
taking
kidding?
my boys. I'm
You
taking my
taking the
boys.
Bruins? Yeah, I
taking the
agree with you
Bruins.
guys. I agree with the Bruins on this here too. Washington's fucking terrible.
Jetfish should have never left Tucson, man.
That was
Zach, not
such
only
a
does
terrible
UCLA
move.
cover, but they win outright, is what we're saying.
All right.
Hell
there-
yeah.
Eddie, can
There
we
it
talk
is.
about something? I just thought about this.
Let's talk about it.
We always brought up the fact that coaches like Matt Campbell and the coach and Fleck at Minnesota should have
Yes.
left when they had the opportunity. And look at their programs now, right back to where they were, right back to the top of their conferences, or at least, not at the bottom. And look at what fucking Jetfish did. Left his team, went to a better program, and
For money.
sucks dick. For money. So maybe
Yeah.
the answer is not leaving. Maybe the answer is stay at your not top echelon program and actually just recruit good players and develop them.
Yeah, when you're
Turn
hot,
colleges into programs again.
there is zero loyalty in the coaching profession. I know a good friend of mine is a college basketball coach. In the coaching profession, you are hired to get fired. And when you are hot and you can get a paycheck to help raise your family, you must leave. Now, sometimes you don't leave for a better situation, but you know what situation is better? Your fucking bank account's better. And that's
Very
why you
true.
have to leave.
Asshole.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
An asshole move.
It
Very
is
true.
an asshole move. But, your wife wants that fucking Chanel purse and that fucking Escalade, man. What are you going to do?
Dollar bills, baby. All right, what's the next dog game? I like UCLA with you guys.
I love you.
Ooh.
Carson Swesh, baby.
Game
Bucket
here.
award winner.
Want to hear what you guys thought tonight. I have Nebraska going into USC. USC favored by 9 with the over-under of 50.5. And if you're watching right now and want to go see this game in person, CJ has 2 free tickets. Make sure to hit us
Give him
up.
away.
Reviewing our he just found out today. So
Well,
Dude.
let's talk about the issues at USC. Let's talk about
lot
Back
of
to the dog days, baby. Back to the dog days.
really bad, man. Really bad.
Fire
Really-
is ass. Fire
So-
him.
so-
I'm
not-
so ready.
It's not going to happen. And there's a trend right now. They're talking about it. Mike Norvell I mean, I said it. You guys didn't agree, but now you guys agree.
Sorry.
I had to say it.
You didn't say it on the same. It wasn't the same thing, though, Ed.
Well, I said he could be fired. You guys said he couldn't. Now you guys said he should.
Because he has fucking one win. We were talking about him not getting fired at 10-2, 9-3.
Right.
He's got one win now. Now it's
and a violation with a couple with it.
Okay, so
we're talking about Florida State, but
these contracts are so big now. CJ, this is why Norvell's not getting fired. They fired the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. These buyouts are too much for the university. They will start doing everything except for buying out the head coach.
So there's a new trend that's come with NIL now. There's a reason why that used to be an issue. There are now boosters that are compacting NIL funds that are now willing to pay out coaches. So before Billy Napier got re-signed by Florida, there was a Florida NIL booster pact that was willing to pay for his buyout. And so that's what programs are needing to see is these NIL boosters willing to start basically coalitions to pay buyouts for coaches.
Lincoln's not getting fired. The contract's too big. The property that he got in Palos Verdes is too big. And it's true. The private jet that he's been promised for the next 5-6 years is too expensive. And if he gets fired, he will have access to that private jet and access to that estate in Palos Verdes. And he will not get fired because he had a scapegoat, Miller Moss. And Miller Moss
is going to make money on the fucking. Somebody's going to pick him up and pay him.
Right. UCLA should.
Anyways,
he wasn't that bad. And this guy's.
No, I agree. No, I agree. I'm not saying he was that, but I'm saying he's the scapegoat. I agree he wasn't that bad. But I mean, think about what Lincoln Riley.
If you look online, Eddie is right. If you look online, Eddie is completely correct.
So that's my thing. So Nebraska, I think Nebraska kicks their ass. Lincoln Riley banned the media from the campus. That's a loser move. Why is it the media's fault that you suck and that your team is in shambles? The media is just trying to do their fucking job. Like, that's a bad look, Lincoln. You answer the fucking questions. Take responsibility. You haven't been good this year, and it is what it is. You haven't
been good at USC, period.
Yeah. No, I mean, they went to a Pac-12 championship.
Magical pony year, I guess.
Well, either way, but you're getting paid a shit ton of money. You got to stand there and take the bullets. You got to.
I agree, but I don't know. I don't think Nebraska is good enough to beat them on the road and all that. But USC having all this drama this week and all of that could be a toll on the team. So who knows? 9 seems like a lot of points. So maybe they cover. Maybe Nebraska covers the 9. I don't know if they beat them though. Nebraska's looked awful. They've looked awful.
Zach did bring up something that is a huge blow, and also Matthews thinks the Huskers by 14. But Zach said that Julian Lewis, who's been projected the number 1 quarterback in this class for like 3 years. Guy started as a freshman. You've heard his name. He, although was projected and verbally committed to SC, went on a trip to Colorado, I believe last week. And the bag is heavy.
But you know what that means though. Like if a top commit is going to Colorado, that means Dion had to tell him, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, that's what he has to say.
He has to say that.
That's what every coach says. Do you believe it?
Yeah.
I don't.
But with Dion, there's a little bit of more sprinkle to that because of the hypeness around him specifically leaving Colorado. Like I think so here's what I would say. If what Dion either had to do, he either told them that, hey, I'm gonna stay here, or hey, I'm leaving and you can come with me when I do.
Yeah,
that's probably what he said. Yeah. That's probably his pitch.
I think Dion knows that he's not an NFL head coach, and Florida State has to be the dream job, obviously, right? And so, and that job is right there, especially if Florida State looks at it and he he's gotten the #1 quarterback recruit to commit to him at Colorado. Florida State's like, fuck, I can get Deion. I can get all the hype that comes with Deion, and I can bring in the #1 quarterback.
Hey, USC.
So
Mind firing Lincoln Riley and bringing Deion to Los Angeles?
I don't know. Still, the dream job is Florida State. That's on the back of your minds all the time. By the way, Matthew Rocha said Lincoln Riley seems like all he's been doing since he got to LA, bump lines off of the landing strips. By landing strips, he means the hookers.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yes, Matthew. Thank you for that. I live in LA. I had no idea what you're talking about. I don't get the lingo.
Well, that just about wraps up the show for today.
Oh man, I'm bummed. I was having a fucking great time.
Are we doing college football on Tuesday nights?
Yes. We're doing
starting
college
next week,
football.
Yes. We will do college football on Tuesday nights. We will put out an alert. We need to, as soon as we know we're going to do it, we need to know. So if people know, hey, we're going to do it Tuesday nights at start, and you got to, if we know by Friday, hey, we're doing it Tuesday nights.
Yes, we're remaking the intro video.
Or we could just text Zach and Matt.
Yeah, or we could just text Zach and Matt, who are the
Just FaceTime them, and then we'll talk all the segments with them.
Yeah, we'll talk about our group chat. We appreciate you, Zach and Matt.
Thank you, Zach.
We 100% appreciate you. I will see Matthew this week. I am going to Chapel Hill to watch the. I will go see. We're gonna go see North Carolina face Nebraska Cornhuskers, a powerhouse. Good luck to my son. Good luck to all the wrestlers out there. Pray for safe and no injuries. But I will get Matt on this show is what I was trying to say with a bunch of pipe charts.
Get a mic set up.
Oh, I guarantee you he already has it. He probably has a fucking 360 studio.
Zach is asking for college basketball.
College basketball. Hopefully, once we do the other show on Tuesdays, hopefully we can fit in some college basketball on Wednesdays.
And don't forget that the UFC GOAT fights on Saturday, man.
Oh, yes. John Jones fights on Saturday.
Ronda Rousey is fighting on Saturday?
Hush that. Hush that shit.
Yes, sir.
No. Yes. No. Talk about it, CJ. Lead us out. What do we got?
John Jones versus Stipe Miocic, the greatest of all time versus the greatest heavyweight of all time, UFC 309 this Saturday. And then the co-main, Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira. It's long anticipated. It was canceled last year in November. I like John Jones. I like John Jones. Give me John Jones all day.
I like John Jones to win and then test positive for cocaine afterwards.
Nothing wrong with that.
And yes, Zach, Mike Tyson is fighting this weekend. He's fighting on Friday.
We ain't talking about that bullshit.
No, we're not talking about that bullshit. That's fake.
He just asked. I answered.
Like someone is gonna stab somebody. Like it'll be a production. I can't believe someone. Ryan Holmes asked me like, "Are you betting on that?" I'm like, I would never. I can't believe. I can't. I'm not watching it. Is it free on? Is it free on Netflix?
Yeah, yes. If you have Netflix.
Okay, then
it's every like 50 to 60-year-old guy's like dream right now.
I might watch it. Yeah, I might watch it.
It's not anybody's dream. I fucking love Mike Tyson, and it's not my dream to watch this guy fight Mike Tyson.
My dad is absolutely electric. He just can't wait to see Mike Tyson get back in the ring.
But it's not real.
We're not getting the real Mike Tyson. It's like fuck.
Not even the real Mike Tyson. This is like Roman Reigns and John Cena is more fucking real than this fucking fight.
Ed, 100% correct.
I know.
By the way, since you brought up the WWF, whatever the fuck is called now.
Shit.
Big John's on his way right now.
Dude, the promos and all of the stories way back in the day are so much better than they were today. Dude, you know what popped up? You know what popped up on my feed today? The fucking Big Boss Man pulling the Big Show's dad's casket out of the cemetery. This is the greatest shit ever.
So badass. I mean,
don't talk about John when he's not here to defend himself.
All right, fellas. Good shit tonight. Way, Zach, Matt, thank you.
CJ brought up John Jones to win. He's minus 660. So way to go out on a limb, CJ.
Way to go out on a limb.
Way to go out
He's facing the greatest heavyweight of all time.
He is a fireman.
So
he's a plumber now.
He knocked out Francis Ngannou.
Well, guys,
All right.
that is episode 104. We love all of you. Thank you for fucking being a part of our show. We love and respect you, CJ, Eddie Money, Rafa, Bo Jackson, and Mal Bond Sports. We love you guys. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you, fellas.